All right. We'll try to go back in. We're here. This is an attempt to collect the debt. Always remember, whatever you hypocrite, false pretend, backbite, mumble, and grumble against will be used in that collection of a debt. These messages are always being recorded for quality assurance to make sure no side did get cut with nobody, but everybody got to come in, brother. Red! Straight, narrow path. We here. Dwayne, what happened to your visitor? She ain't come back. Also, I talked to them, huh? You don't know what happened to him? Oh, out of town. Yeah, and I do want to apologize for the usher's behavior on her visit. It made her probably leave out fashionably fast. I tried to have a meeting with the ushers. We figured out what the problem was. It's the ushering. But I'd love to get with the ushering staff to talk to them about their behavior. I mentioned a little bit to Janice back down, but I'll get with the ushering staff, because I know it wasn't me. You always, what you try to do is do process elimination. I didn't offend, so I know I didn't stink it out. I said, it's got to be the ushers. Some kind of way, something they done kind of razzle-dazzle. What y'all think? It could be it could be, ain't it? I'm going to go with the ushers. Isn't that right? All right, let's talk with y'all a little bit. Ukanon. And I tell people this, watching in and members in here, again, I tell y'all, just for proof of things, it's never done as an intent to deter people, but the Dabarine Congress, he know what we need. People might not believe it, and people might assume to say what should be spoken or how something should be done, but believe me, he know what he's doing. Y'all know that? You look at Yahushua, things he spoke, he could perceive them. And people don't believe that. When you're doing this job, you got to have depth of perception. Just being honest. You have to have depth of perception. Otherwise, you become ineffective. A lot of times people come looking, like sometimes people say, I need a word from the Lord. And a lot of times their confirmation that they feel they need is one to make them feel as though they're okay when they're in a bad situation. And a lot of times when the Dabarim come from Yahuwah and not from the Lord, then, you get what's necessary, because if you sit down and examine, it's something there for you. It's something there for you. It's just a matter of person being realistic. Typically, we're not designed to, when I say we're not designed because of the system, not because of his designing of us. We typically just want to hear things that's easy going to us, that don't offend us. You know what I'm saying? His word had to come to offend us. If we're not convicted, we're not going to be converted. That's just being honest. If we're not convicted, there's not going to be any conversion. The last thing you need people to do is to feel as though they're okay when they're not. That's just being honest. And a typical person, just a matter of fact, how many of y'all have been members of churches and fornicating, drinking, smoking, and which means nothing convicted us, even if that, even when I was doing it, it was some conviction, but I should have been convicted enough to whether I didn't come back or I stopped. The fact I could come back and keep doing it means there was no conviction, because he will say something when I would be convicted to make me feel as though maybe I'm not as bad as I'm thinking. And that's what Christian Antic has an ability of doing. You know what I'm saying? There'll be some reservation, some conviction, but then something will come along to appease you to say, you know what? The Lord still loves me. Maybe I ain't going here. I ain't as bad as I'm thinking. It's other people. It's ways that they use to convict you, because it's never designed to actually get you well, no more than medicine is. Right. Christianity and modern medicine are hand in hand. They're temporary fix. If you take something right now, if you had a headache, you'll say, my headache is gone. That's a lie. Your headache is not gone, because there is something in your body that has triggered the reason why your head is hurting. It can be from your feet to other different pressure points in your body. That's just a signal to let you know, to get your mind to realize something is going on. Something is not right. Something is affected, and we need to find out what it is. You need to investigate what it is. Well, that's what happened when the Dabarim comes. When it hits you, if you go back and look, something is causing the problem. Now, it's just a matter of going to somebody that's skilled to say, Now let's do an examination. And from the examination, we can find further why you're incurring this headache or whatever the pain might be. But people don't want that. People want something to say, I need something so I can stop hurting. They never say they want to be fixed or be healed. When Yahushua came, he want to know, will thou be made whole? Because the reason why a lot of times you have any issue, because there's a lot of imperfections. A lot of imperfection. And people don't want to be made whole. I just want my head to start hurt. Which means I don't necessarily want to cure, long as I don't feel convicted. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Christianity does. It does not fit. That's why it's so easy. If you have a pain, they say, I'm going to prescribe. What you say? You go in, I'm going to prescribe you some Advil. No, make it Tylenol. I'll get you something stronger. These are going to be 1,000 milligrams. See, because eventually, conviction, just like the more you hear me or hear other preachers, teachers that's going to express how wrong situations are, then the false prophet watches us. Well, true prophets that they would call them. We call them false prophets. No, they are not people that are hired by Elohim. Well, he's going to do the same thing that they're going to do. Well, Leon going to tell me he already been taking 600 milligrams. Okay, I'm going to give you 1,000. That means whatever it is becoming stronger. It's getting to a point to what he's been taking doesn't fix it anymore. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to increase the dosage. I'm never saying, how about we do an exam where we fix the problem and we get away from this fix? You know what I'm saying? This is what Christianity, all these churches do. When they watch me and other people that's like me and learn that we're out here, they just up the doses. Put the choir on another higher level. Look at other sermons that don't convict, but that make you feel good, that excite. Say, God is getting ready and make you run. So I got to up the dosage. I don't see you getting up doing what you've been doing. So, I mean, something is coming back. The pain is starting to subside. Not the pain, the medication is starting to subside. Well, now the pain is starting to revert back, to start to affect you again. You start to know it's coming back. Well, all they're going to do is keep upping the dosage. Then when that run out, I got something different. See, we're never fixing the problem. Y'all got me? The whole thing, when we look at Yahushua, it's about fixing the problem. Let's get you the way we can get you off the medication. All together. Let's get you off of suppressing, and let's get you on getting healed. Y'all got me? That's all we've been doing our whole life, suppressing. So when people come, y'all bring people, which I tell y'all all the time about that. Really, when y'all bring people, this all y'all together. Y'all put people in a bad state. Because we so far advanced on them, that we actually had to go backwards. Because to say one thing is to go and I got to say 20. Versus I can say something and kind of keep moving. And people don't believe it. It's getting to a point now where it's getting late for people. Y'all got me? It's becoming a lot later than what people think. I don't have the time to go back to teach nobody no alphabet. If that's where you at, you're in trouble. I don't have time to go back to teach you no name. I just don't have the time. Because at this point, you're slowing up progress. See, people have messed around long enough, they don't realize it's getting a lot later than what they believe. Right quick, give me Romans 13. 13 and 11. The stuff that people want to try to go back and try to learn, people, can you send me the name? Really, I can't. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. Y'all see how we come in here, what we spend? Man, we used to get in here on a Wednesday night that they call, which is come out sheet night. And come in and you be in here, maybe 30, 45 minutes to get you out. We've been an hour and a half easy. A Shabbat night, Shabbat day, it can run anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5, 4 hours. Covering so much information. And it's the truth, it's a lot of information. But it's just like it's so much you got to cover because there's so many things got to be dispelled. They put a gospel, so we got to dispel it. Isn't that right? And sometimes people come with illness, and sometimes people go to a doctor, they say, well, I want to try to come again. They say, well, it's going to be, we're going to do treatments. Just like with cancer. When people go for cancer, or when they have cancer, they get on radiation, it's never one. They say we're going to do sessions, treatment. And that's what we're doing. We've been spellbound about so long by this inadequate teaching to where we're doing this stuff in sessions. Y'all hear me? Trying to dispel and trying to, basically trying to detox the body. That's what happened with our dabarim. That's why our diet is so important for us to make sense of what we're doing. Because you can't take this dabarim and still go and eat certain things and do certain things. It's just like if you're going to fix an issue, it's going to start internally. Okay. All ailments going to start internally. If you got some bumps break out your face, go get some Clearasil. That's where it stems from the outside because you're an idiot. It's something that you put in your diet that your body is rejecting. And instead of making you throw up, nauseate, fall out, it said, I'm going to come out as a bump. Now, modern science, the cheapest thing to do is go into Kroger's, Rivco when they had those, or go into Walgreens and get some Clearasil. What else you going to do? You look, it'll show you a picture of a face with a bump and tell you put Clearasil on it, and it's going to kill the bump. But Clearasil is not working internally because it's something that's possibly gone through here. I know I'm just basically just trying to get to a point that's gotten in here, and when it gets in here, it's going to dispel out in the rest of your body, and we don't know how it's going to come out. But common sense from what they give you is get something and put it here, and nothing is going to go in here that's going to try to get it, put something in here that's going to fix it, and you can save your money for the Clearasil. Clearasil, you're going to be buying a lifelong supply. You ain't going to never get rid of it. Because you know what you're going to say? The bump keep coming back. You know why it keep coming back? Because you keep putting something in here that's getting in here that's trying to, your body's trying to get it out. That's why certain behaviors come up. Because you never taken nothing and gotten it in here. You keep putting the superficial on. Okay, for the women, you go put a head wrap on. If you don't get nothing in here so it can get in the heart, ain't going to be no change. Y'all got me? Same thing with the men. You're going to grow a beard. So all this stuff is external. What we got to get is to internal. That's what we got to get. All right. That thing looking right, ain't it? Did I spell it right? I was just moving too fast. Am I just feeling good? Don't watch out. You know where I could be at? Back at 5th grade. You know, because, I mean, it was just there. It was like, goeth thou and writeth it, and thou shalt writeth it and correcteth it. And it's there. You see what I'm saying? But, again, we're looking at what actually has to happen. Y'all got me? So with saying all that, let's look at some things. Romans 13 and verse 11. Listen.
And that knowing the time.
And that knowing the, what was it?
The time.
How many of y'all had to be to work at 8 o'clock? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Wake up. It's 12:15. What happened? How late? Real late. And that knowing the what?
Knowing the time.
When I wake up and look at this 12:15, I'm supposed to be to work at 8. I ain't talking about, oh, I got some more hours. That means I don't know time. When I wake up and look at 12 o'clock, damn, I'm late. This is a mess. I'm rushing. But you know what happened now? I can't make this time up. Everything in me saying, if I jump up, cut something out that I would normally do to shorten the time of being late. But you know the key word is, you're late. Now, usually what happens, when you're already running late and way behind, you wind up getting in a worse situation. Because now you wind up leaving something you need and got to go back. Now, see, I ain't going to worry about it. Now, when you get somewhere, you're insufficient. You see how one thing triggers another. That's usually what happens. Hey, I ain't even got time now. I got to go. Now I forgot to punch it. I forgot some other thing. Now, I'm focused on these other things I forgot on the fact of I'm late. I'm behind. Y'all got me? Now we got to go back and look at how critical it is to make sure, since I'm already late and knowing the time, it don't make sense at this point to be insufficient. It's going to make sure I got sufficiency at this point. Y'all got me? Because something has already induced me to the fact that I'm late. I stayed up. I played, I mixed, I mingled with somebody. I forgot to set something, an alarm, a time, or something happened. Am I correct? Something happened. The power kicked out or something happened. And now I got to go back and look at it. Now this got me in a state of I'm behind. Now it don't make sense to say since I'm behind, forget that I just got to go. I'm going to be insufficient. Let's show something. Matayahu. One thing triggers another. $25 and 1. Before he get that and that knowing.
the time
This is Romans 13:11. He got me Matthew 25:1. We're going to jump right over there. And that knowing the time.
that now it is high time
That now it is high time. So high time for us would be noon. That's when typically the sun is known to be at its highest point. It's high time. To awake,
out of sleep
but now,
is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
wow. Let's see what he said in the 25th chapter of the book of Matthew. Listen, 25:1.
Then shall the kingdom of Shamayim be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
And what happened?
5 of them were wise,
And
5 were foolish.
what happened?
They that were foolish
Did what?
took their lamps,
And did what?
took no oil with them.
What
But
happened?
but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
Listen.
While the bridegroom tarried,
What happened?
they all slumbered and slept.
And what happened?
At midnight there was a cry made.
Wow. Another 12 o'clock hour. He told you high time. Now we're talking about what happened at midnight. He said midnight, there was a cry made. They ain't going to believe what happened. When Yahushua was there, it was at midnight when he cried out. At midnight, that was a cry made. Or what's that, high time? Just again, which is easier? Listen.
Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
So the fact that he told you now they were foolish, it makes sense. They knew time. When he cried, they knew what time it was. They knew what they had to go out and do. And now what they're saying they want to go and get, too late. Just like for all of us in here, watching in and sitting here. You know what you need to do, but y'all going to play around to the last minute. They're going to be too late. He told you at midnight, there was a cry made. At high time, a cry was made. And when it was made, now you decide you want to try to go and get. Listen what happened.
But the wise answered,
What did they say?
Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you,
What happened?
but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
What happened?
And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
Yeah.
Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Malak, Malak, open to us. But he answered
So we
and
would
said,
actually call them Beth Ula. Virgin is their terminology. Beth Ula. All right? It's a terminology we would actually use. Virgin is a terminology they would use. That's why they can have virgin records. They can have born again virgin. You can't be no born again virgin. Not still living. You have to literally die and come back and never had any relation, any knowledge, or any dealing with a man. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or a female of any sort. Not kissing, hunching, and rolling, or we went from the backside. They got all kind of versions now. It is everything termed. They know about it. Because occasionally they'll do the anal sex and say that we virgin. You can't be a virgin. You can't be kissing a man and be a virgin. I know someone here done told y'all that y'all go along with anything. Because you ain't got no sense anyway. No good way you can't be no virgin. And then Maureen proved that. I can prove that out. No dealings. None. Whatsoever. Y'all got it. But you know, y'all believe anything. We did it and he got right up. Yep, virgin all day. That's what I said. That's all crazy. It's the kind of fools that we know. Isn't that right? But we come back to look at the Dabarim. That's the point that we sit back and look at. See, by man's standard, a lot of us can be great. And you ask certain people, they'll say, oh, yeah, that's still a virgin. That's not by his definition. Right. Not Beth Ula. That's a separator. Isn't that right? No. Isn't that right? She's in her privacy. Here, she's in her privacy. Nobody's there. Y'all hear me? All of ma is when she right. Again, the terminology. A lot of times we take stuff, we do stuff called We look like they feel good. When you find, this is the thing we typically do. And saying this is to go a little deeper, because the thing we try to do is always about justifying ourselves. If people living worse than us, then that makes us look better. Versus, as the book told us, we not as them which judge themselves by themselves, and so doing it not why, but we do it according to the what? The rule. We're going to go back to the law. When we go back to the rule validates and condemns. The rule says, Maureen didn't know one. Not, well, it's a lot of people went further than me, did it like 10 and 15. Some of them just flat, literal a hole. We did it one time, he was a hole. Just society goes and say, yeah, you know me, that's a virgin. And then you can go and you can say that. Society says if it's all anal. And I know people say, because I'm trying to get you to see, this is how society has messed us up. This is how we keep drifting off more and more, because there's so many other people that's worse than us, and so many other people worse state than us, that we can judge ourselves and feel better about ourselves. The only way you should feel better about yourself is by the Dabarim. This is what grades you. This is what validates you. This is what's going to condemn you. Y'all got me? Now, he told you now why the bridegroom slumbered, which means why he tarried. Well, why he tarried. They slumbered and slept. That's what we do sometimes. Sometimes you'll start off on one part of the bed, hell, wake up, your head down there where your foot was. Leg hanging off. Look how you moved and you went. You weren't even conscious. That's the same mind sin has. When you're a product of sin and sin behavior, then you'll find yourself in all kind of places. You don't know how you got there. And we quoted on many a time how Shaul testified in the 7th chapter of the book of Romans. He said he found himself doing something he wouldn't do. But he said it was no more I sin. Well, slumbering, how many of y'all can control yourself when you sleep? You can control your dreams. You can control your movements. You can control whether you slob or not. You left until whatever happens. You see what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what happened to us when we're out here and we're in a world that is mesmerized and controlled with sin. You're just basically a product waiting to be used. You don't know where you're going to wind up at. Sin can put you anywhere. You say, how in the world, I was asleep, I had my sock, woke up, my socks off. How that happen? And a lot of times people sitting in prison wondering they had a pretty good life, and next thing they knew they wound up life in prison. You know what they saying themselves sitting now? How in the world I wound up here? That's how sin works. So it's that imperative for us when we come together to sit down and make sure that we actually take it full knowledge, which is range of information. Not just to have it, but to actually react from it. That knowledge should allow us to react. You got me? We talked about before it becoming your action, reaction. That's how important this is for us when we come in here. A lot of times, we played and done a lot of things, but we've forgotten. The book told us the exaltation was speaking on us as unto children had to be disciplined. That's why he used children. The only reason I'm going to tell you, he told you to train up a child in what? So that's why it makes sense. Not common sense, it makes sense because the fact a child has to be corrected. And that's why we look at why the Dabarim come. It comes to correct and to conform us. Y'all got it? To get us that when this state time happens, that when he appears, you don't find yourself like the fools. Let's see what happens. In the book of Ephesians. Hang in there, Eric. I know you're tired. I'm going to get you a diet fee. Liz, see them eyes closed? 5:15. They got some coffee out there. Y'all get y'all some coffee. They got the coffee. They did make some coffee this time. I want y'all to, because I need y'all to be awake now. I mean, this is imperative. What, we got the heat on? I mean, we could probably just do nothing and they can just put on 2 pair of drawers. I used to cook it. I don't need no air. I suffer. I just don't want to burn up in here. Let me try to work. I don't want to burn up in here mainly. If y'all allow me, I would not like to burn up here while I work. And listen what he told you, Ephesians 5:15. Let's say it didn't make sense. Listen.
See then that ye walk circumspectly.
So 5:14, Brandon, you going to do what you want to do? I meant the one beside 15. Listen what he told us.
Wherefore he saith.
Matter of fact, back it up and let me hear 12. Let's see what that says. Listen.
For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
Listen.
But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the Aur.
He said all things what now?
All things that are reproved are made manifest by the Aur.
Y'all see that? That's what we're going to look at. And then we knew that light became, that light order It actually came in, was manifest in the flesh. Huh? We know that because he told us in the 15th chapter of the book of Yehukanan, in verse 24, he said, if I had not come and spoken on them, they had not did what? But now, when he came, he reproved us. Well, he reproved us, he manifested, he showed unto us sin. And we didn't realize, you know what they didn't realize? Light was in darkness. They missed it. It just told you, an order. See, you so busy. What happened with most of our people? Truth be told, they colorblind. Hang in there, Miko. You know, straighten, they pull their leg up. Hang in there. I know. It's the eye open. I probably said, oh, yeah, put some water. Just get your cold. I know y'all been working, but I know on Shabbat night, people tired and going. And once y'all sat down for a while, it really kind of settled in for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we run so much going, trying to get through, trying to get ready. And then you finally get in, sit down there like your body says, okay, you finally resting. That's just how we've been so built up because we're constantly on a rat race to survive. This is another setup from our enemy. He keeps us running and going so much that when you get here, this is when the more breakdown. As soon as it's over already, you can get energy. Like you come to life like, whoo, I got through it. You got a timeline, get home, then you got to try to wind back down and then go. But then as soon as you come here, that's his trick. He always trying to break us down. Listen to what he told us.
For whatsoever doth make manifest is our order.
See that? Whatsoever make manifest is our order. So he just told us that darkness is light. So when we just heard, they told us it's high time to wake out of sleep. Then we heard him cry out. They told you at midnight there was a cry. So we learned that night was still light. It was dark, and he said that was a cry. So now he just told because it was reproving. So when that cry made out, it reproved. That's how we knew they were foolish. We wouldn't have known who was wrong. It said there were 10 Beth-Ulas. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. How did you know who was the fools? You didn't know until an order cried out. You tell me you could have picked who was who if an order had never manifest. You see how important it is to look and don't get yourself so caught up on color. That's why he was able to let people know he came to open the blind eye. You know they kept looking for Stevie Wonder, right? Soon as you say blind, people look for a dog or a stick. You can have all your capabilities and still be blind. Simply for the fact you can't see this. I told you guys, 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Matter of fact, we're going to do it 4 and 1. A lot of times they think what I do is a distraction I can't teach. No, what's a distraction a lot of times with people? Because they want one thing and what I'm giving is what they need. They need shock and awe. But just being honest. They need shock and awe. I'm telling you, I speak from experience. Because I told you, I spent more time being a hypocrite than I did doing the right thing. And there's still some hypocrisy in all of us, even myself. Until the Dabarine comes to convict us, you don't see it. People don't know you in your mind. People going if I ask them, man, who a hypocrite? The one that now ain't going to raise their hand. And the one that is going to raise their hand and say, pastor going to call my name. Most of them don't know that's what make manifest. That's the purpose of the Dabarine coming. It's going to show us where we went. In your mind, you think you're all right until it comes and say, hey, you got something right there. Isn't that right? Sometimes, he'll do naturally. I don't wipe my face and went and felt something. I said, what? How I missed it? And look right in the mirror. Then you don't see what you think you see. He do that. Then sometimes you'll look, you'll say, man, I didn't even see that on there. You know why? Every time he can't, because he told you I came to open the blind eyes. What are you saying? He ain't talking to me. See, that's the whole, you might not say it with your physical mouth, but your head, you feel he's not talking to you. The whole time I'm talking to you, you are blind. You just don't know you're blind. You didn't know that night was light. Man told you that the man sit here and told you that he dwelt his pavilion, he made his habitation black. Huh? And then, he came along and told you in the book of Aleph, the 3rd chapter of the book of Yehukanan, he told you this then is the message. You ain't gonna believe what he told you. He said Elohim was light, and in him ain't no darkness. He was talking about wasn't no sin. You were thinking with no black color. That's why you need me, because you're blind. Because you took that when he said ain't no darkness, the first thing you said, he had to be a white. No, I'm telling you no sin. The reference to darkness, he's telling you I was talking about there's no sin in me. He never could have told you there was no darkness. You see how a lot of times we'll think you see, and then we're talking about not even with the naked eye, your mind. 2 Corinthians 4 and 1. Listen to what he told you.
Therefore,
Listen, you ain't going to believe what he's going to tell you.
seeing
See, it's got to have a mind. We ain't even talking about your eyesight. We're talking about a mind. Therefore, seeing we have,
this ministry
as we have,
receive mercy,
we do what?
faint not.
You know what I mean? People hear, I quit, I stop. He said, not up. Faint not mean to no degree. But have did what?
Renounced the hidden things of dishonesty.
Which means we can use pronounce, as they'll say, because he's calling out certain behavior, but he's talking about announce. We renounce, which means we quit or resign. We quit. If we quit, that means I'm no longer here. If I quit, I say I quit. Hey, get in here and straighten that place up. I'm not, you know why I'm not paying him no attention? I quit. I don't work. Get over here and sleep with this man if that was your employment. Hey, get over here and have sex with this woman if that was your employment. Hey, get over here and drink this liquor. Hey, smoke this cigarette. Tell this lie. You don't respond. You know why? Because I don't work for you. So you're not talking to me. You get the gist of it? So you can see how we have to use natural illustrations to get you to see from a Ruach perspective. If I quit, what sense it makes for me to run back in and saying I'm finna do it? I no longer work here. I'm done. I'm not doing nothing. I'm done. You're not talking to me. You're not. This is the mindset. You know what's the matter? You could pick that up from a natural resource of how you deal on an employment, job, or relationship. But how you can't pick this up from the Ruach? Now, you said you quit. How did you go back to lusting, lying, fornicating, stealing, committing adultery, and doing other things he told that's contrary to the behavior? That's why he said, therefore, which makes sense because I can't open the blind eyes. So somebody that's not blind is going to see that. They say, oh, man, nigga, you smoke so much weed, man, you trap, man, him and all them hoes. So you see. Because I got the ministry. And I received mercy. So what I did, renounced. So let me say, why? I know you different. Why? How? Yeah, I stopped that. Or I say renounce, which is easier. Because all those things I was doing were dishonest. So we renounced the hidden things of what was it?
Dishonesty.
Because a lot of times, everybody don't see sins that people do. Hidden, some that's closed off. That's why he says sin. You can see now. You see it. You see the difference. You see what I'm saying? This is, again, you seeing the parallel of coming to open the eyes of the blind. Not.
Walking in craftiness.
Nor.
Handling the dabarie of Elohim deceitfully.
But by manifestation.
Of the Amat.
Or order. A order is light. Anytime you're putting down a mot, that's light. Or a order. Pronunciation, a order, which you guys know. You see how this comes together to make us conscious? That's why he said you can see it, but by manifestation. At this point now, you're seeing darkness being an order. We know Shaul was dark. In the book of Acts, they said they came to throw him out. They thought he was a Mizraim. They were black. So here again, showing you darkness being light. They just, you see what? But this comes with consciousness. Consciousness. The first thing has to happen for you to actually take on sight is consciousness. You'll find people, I had a customer, she was so clumsy. Clumsiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Listen, I remember one time she walked out of the hospital room, she walking and looking back, and a lady was pushing a cart, and she fell on the cart. Stuff you see on TV. But it made sense for her because she was so clumsy, as we said. But the real fallible issue was the fact she wasn't conscious. Having literal sight but not being conscious of her surroundings. That's what happened when you are a servant of sin. You're just not conscious of your surroundings. Listen.
Commending ourselves to every anew conscience.
What do we say commend is by definition? Who? Recommend or entrusting. Your conscience is in your decision of right or wrong. That's why he said you can see manifestation, showing that you can see that we're not doing things dishonest, nor handling it doing things crafty. Y'all hear me trying to be subtle as the serpent was in the garden? He said you can see it. Because now your eyes are open mentally, that you're conscious, that you got enough sense to sit down and you can see for yourself. Shaul said that we trust that we're manifest to your conscience, to your decision, right, that you can say, I know that ain't right. How? How do you know that's not right? No. Typically, you know what people are going to say? What y'all saying is right. I always just know stuff don't be right. That's how you judge? Haven't we been guilty of that? We see something ain't right. You say, what is it? Some. What some? I get this gut feeling. So find just say gut feeling. Typically, we'll let stuff regulate us that's not even biblical. There's no biblical writing for gut feeling. But we've been guilty, and we'll say later on is right. I know my gut don't lie. We don't say your actual workings come from your gut. You're entrusting your stomach. Philippians 3:15. Y'all getting some stuff tonight now. Make it 10. We'll come back. We got some cleanup, but it's all right. Man, I'll tell you what, man. I love the Dabarim. It's right. Because that change we got to make, but just being honest, there are a lot of things that we don't actually factor in. Just like coming here, when y'all come, I know we laugh, we do things. And I tell y'all, it'll be a secret to agree. I do what I do for a reason. Y'all got it? A lot of times you try to find where people at when they're genuine or not. Even with Yahushua, a lot of things he did, he spake with for a reason. To see who can hear it. Who can hear it? Statements he said, they told him, they said, this is a hard saying. Who can take that? Well, they'll say, who can hear it? Because he talked about he that have an ear. That same similitude is, I don't know nobody going to be able to do that. What I just heard him say, I don't know nobody can do it. So he said, who can hear it? They use typically because you know what you had to have eyes and ears. He had to unstop the deaf ears. And he showed you that physically, where he took people that couldn't hear, that were mute, and unstopped their ears where they could hear. But when the people looked, and all these things that people looked at and they marveled about, they weren't actually conscious enough to realize, actually, you're the person with the problem. You were looking at this physical person who I came over his ears, but you didn't realize you deaf. Because I told you. Let me show you something else. Your Ukana in 1025. Man, we all over the place. Why would somebody listen to me? I don't make sense. I'm all over the place. Rambling and rambling on. But you know why? I'll show you why. 1025. Am I the best at this? By no means whatsoever. I've heard some say, you the best I've seen. I appreciate it. But I'm in no way, I ain't a counter to what this man got. Y'all got me? But I have enough comprehension. I could teach a man or a woman how to live right if they stayed long enough and paid attention. But sometimes people get thrown with antics and other things. But it's there for a reason. It ain't for everybody here. It's not for everybody here. The man had 72 taught ones. 84. 72 walked off. You know they asked him, will you also go? 12 looked at, where we going to go? But see, there were some other people. You going to stay here? And somebody else looked and said, I know he's smarter than me if he walk off. You know what I'm saying? Because typically, if you start to see people moving, typically we led. It only makes sense. It's 84 of us here, 70. What happened? My gut don't lead me wrong, Dave. My gut is telling me that if 72 people just walked off, something ain't right. Those 12 that stayed there didn't use gut. They went with hearing and sight and said, where are we going to go? You have the Dabari of eternal light, which is an order. If you're going to grow something, there are things that happen in night, but light is what's going to really give it the manifestation to grow. Light was going to call it for. Y'all know it. You'd be surprised how much an order plays a part in growth and creation. Y'all got me? And a lot of times we miss it. We miss a lot of stuff that goes on that happen. Y'all got me? So now we're trying to get back now, or we're trying to regain. For some, we're trying to gain. Y'all got me? We're trying to gain position. We're trying to regain a position for some of us. We all work in two different capacities. Typically, where some people had never gained it at the first, so it's not a regain. It's a gain because they get it at the time. Some of us had it, but then we kind of, you know what I'm saying? We kind of lost it. So now it becomes a regain to us. Y'all got me? Now, let's listen to what he told us over him. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 10. See about gut feeling. Listen.
That I may know him and the power of his resurrection.
Listen.
And the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death.
Yeah.
If by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the
dead. Not as what?
If by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead.
Yeah.
Not as though I had already attained.
So he's trying to tell you, no way. Don't take it as though I already died and come back. He said, I hadn't. He said, that's my goal. I'm trying to attain, meaning that the dead in the Mashiach are going to do what? I said, I'm trying to attain that. He said, not as though I have. Tell him what happened, son.
Either were already perfect.
See that? Because we know those people have reached a completion. Y'all got it here. We still got some things that happen. That's the purpose of us constantly going back through the Dabarim so we can make those try to get rid of all those imperfections till we can make perfect. Y'all got it? Listen.
But I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Mashiach Yahusha.
That I might do what?
Aki, I
Hold
count
on, Batman, what happened?
Not as though I had already attained,
Yeah.
either were already perfect.
What happened?
But I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Mashiach.
Anything
Yahushua.
spark your mind? Try to apprehend that which I'm already apprehended of. No man come unto me except the Abba which sent me draw him, and I do what? At what point you realize you wrong? What point? You just kept smiling. What you say? You know what? Can't hear mine. Now I see why my ministry got tore down. No, I'm just messing with you. Still a good cause, the Dabarim, but the thing you look at, even with Yaakov, when he wrestled with the Malaki. And you don't remember what the Malaki told him? Let me go. He had apprehended him, so I'm going to hold on to him. You see how we can go back? See, that's why it's so important for us to know our law. Because a lot of times you hear stuff, if you don't have something you can relate things to, it's just like being a teacher, instructor. A lot of times you can put information out, but if you can't get clarity with information and get people where they get command of subject, you just basically just rattling out words. That's what Shaul told him. Do I have the tongue, do I speak with the tongues of men of Malachi and have not charity? I am what? Then he said what he'll become as. Sounding brass, just noise. You got a lot of teachers educated that noise makers. You have someone come out there be known and people like, I don't see what they do. I teach a curriculum. I give command of subject. That's a difference. When you give it to them, people actually comprehend. You can teach a child 2 + 2 is 4. And you know what they'll learn to do? Recite. Recite. A lot of times you have people, that's what happened in churches. That's what happened with a lot of camps. People reciting. I don't need y'all reciting. I need you getting command of subject that you understand first that 1 and 1 is 2. So if you take 2 more of those, that's 4. You actually got command of subject that you actually understand it or you overstand it. You got me? And a lot of time, all you got people doing reciting. You got people recite scripture, and they don't have command of subject, so you're a reciter. You know what I'm saying? Basically, people just basically recite, and they'll go with having so much information or knowing where it's not information. You'll have a lot of memory of things, but you don't have command of subject. I was talking to our kid the other day on how my memory was just so, oh, goodness. How I could remember, I could just remember that, but I don't have that anymore. I lost that. I lost it. But I traded in for comprehension. When Shaul made a statement, I understood it better. I knew it, but I didn't understand it. I didn't have command. He said, I'd rather speak 5 with comprehension than 10,000 have no comprehension. But all I knew, I didn't have comprehension, though. I could throw some stuff and put some stuff and rattle up some stuff, but I didn't comprehend it. Now, when I start to look at it now with information we have and now coming together, it makes it an order. Because now I got manifestation. Y'all got, so now, see, what he said, you can go and tie it back because you can see that you actually do comprehend it, that you can show it. It's like I said with your goal. He said, I'm trying to obtain that which I'm apprehended of, that I might also apprehend it. Isn't that right? Why you think you're cool held on to him? He said, I'm not going to let you go to win. That's why I'm grabbing hold of it. It's got a hold. I'm going to hold on it until I get what I'm here to get. And that's the same thing. We got to get that kind of mindset. That's the ability that we got to try to take on. We don't just want to read and go. We want to make sure we read and make sure we actually got a comprehension. You got me? So when you go back, things become an order. Otherwise, you're still in the dark. There's a lot of things you can hear, and you don't realize you're still in the dark. Lights on, you're in clean blackness. Because the heart. See, all these abilities that he's given us all work for a purpose. The sight that we take on from the Ruach and the hearing we take on from the Ruach work to manifest to feed the heart. Y'all got me? Because that's where your emotions, as they might say, the inner man, we basically, when you use the heart, it's because people typically look at that as being a vital part. But there's a lot of other vital parts. You could have said the liver, you don't pay attention to it. But he did describe the liver when it comes to offering. A lot of these, you can't live without a liver. You just worry about a heart, and that's amazing because they can give you a pacemaker. But see, he knew there's no reason taking you there because it's going to throw you. You see what I'm saying? Let's just stay with the heart. That's what you know. So when he's talking about the heart, he's not talking about the actual literal heartbeat, but we're talking about the soul. And that soul, that has to be a conviction for behavior. And a lot of times we don't have it because you're still thinking literal heart, harder you need a heart, you got to live. Hell, they give you pacemakers all the time when people live. Go ask them how many livers they give you. You only get one. He even told you in the 7th chapter of the book of Marshall Lee, when he told you about that man, him, a woman with the tire of a, what was it? She is what? And what else? And her feet didn't abide in her house. Now she in the street, now she without. So she caught him and kissed him with an impertinent face, and she took him and said she led him just like an ox. What was it again? To the where? To the where? And just like a fool to the what? To the correction. He said, until a dart strike through his what? His liver, not his heart. That's why you got to have an order. And you got to have the ruach so you can see. It's just naturally you're going to always go with the heart. But he was actually talking about the literal being, the existence. And something has to convict you there. Y'all got me? Okay. Little lightning on. Come on, finish up.
Aki, I count not myself to have apprehended.
But what happened?
But this one thing I do,
Tell me what you do.
forgetting those things which are behind,
And doing what?
reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Give me an illustration. Quick, what strike the mind? Loot. He's exactly right. You see how, if you don't have something to associate with, what do you know about leaving behind? You see where you have something that you can associate with. If there's nothing to associate with, you're in trouble. Y'all got me? Even teaching sometimes, preschool, you start teaching them association, word association. You start getting them games to associate. Years ago with Sesame Street, they come and they tell them, one of these things did not belong here. Which of these things are not the same? They be pointing, you be looking. You be like, I know that don't go down. That don't make sense. Start teaching you association. You got me? That's what we have to do when it comes to the Dabarim. We try to teach you guys association. So now he just told me this one thing I do. What it was again, son?
Forgetting those things which are behind,
And doing what?
reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Hold on for a minute. Let's just see where illustration comes in. See, this is something that people mean. You're going to get me Romans chapter 7 at verse 1. Hold that for me. Okay? Barashit. For those watching, you're going to call it Genesis or Lantra, Sega. Isn't it right? 19. Let's see 6. Y'all all right? Let's just look at something. Because see, when he said that, let's see association. Let's see whether or not it belongs. You got me? Y'all got it? All right, listen.
Barshit.
Barashit, 19. Other one got me Romans 7 and 1. Now I got to go back and clean all this up. Listen.
And Lut went out at the door unto
For
them.
those of you watching in, not Lot. Lut. Listen.
And shut the door after him.
Listen.
and said, I pray you, Aki, do
Yeah.
not so wickedly.
He told him, do not so wickedly. What happened?
Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known Anus.
What happened?
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is Taub in your eyes.
Y'all pay attention. Tell him what he got.
Only unto these Anus do nothing.
Back me up. What he got?
I have 2 daughters which have not known Anus.
Y'all pay attention. Brother Ula. They have not known a what?
Anus.
Listen.
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you,
What happened?
and do ye to them as is Taub in your eyes.
What happened?
Only unto these Anus do nothing.
Listen.
For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
Listen. He said, well, therefore came they to shadow under my roof. Listen. I can teach y'all something about that too. Let me just pick this up. See, this ain't even what I want. I want it, but now I got to show you something else. Listen.
And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn,
And listen what happened.
and he will needs be a judge.
You know what they said, right? Then his sister want to know, what you looking at? I'm judging. They even know to him, he looking at, man, y'all faggots. I'm joking like, man, all y'all faggots. Folks be telling, don't be looking at them funny. That's what they know to with him. He ain't saying that. They said, the one joker looking at like he judging us. You know, didn't Jesus say, thou shalt? He probably did. Jesus probably did say that. Isn't that right? He never told you shouldn't supposed to judge. He told you to first you get the beam out of your own eye so you can see clearly, get the mote. Because when you blind, you're going to make a mess. Your blindness going to cause you to see more than what's actually wrong. But first thing people say, the Bible said don't judge. So what happened? That's why he had to come and open the blind eyes, unstop the deaf ears. Because you blind, you saw something he never said. You know how much stuff we believe that he didn't actually say. But again, showing you, you looked at it. I remember I said for years, he said, whatsoever going to man, don't defile a man, but that which come out of a man. He said, but to eat pork is what I thought I saw. He didn't never talked about that. It don't matter what going on. Then it went down one day, I went down, he said, to eat one, wash your hands. I said, I'm trying to find what that was, talking about you can eat pork. Man, I'm flipping through that thing, because you know what happened? And that's what I wanted. I know I read, no, I was like, why, that's not what I'm doing. Man, I was ripping that, I'm going, because I'm like, I know I remember. I'm going, because, you know, it just showed, for whatever reason I saw you can eat pork. And then he realized I was blind with sight. But by his definition, 100% blind. 100% blind. That's why it's so important when you read that Shaul said that you might comprehend. He said, my knowledge. See, a lot of people don't realize why you had to go and you had to go back and do what we're doing. But this book, line upon line, precept upon precept, line upon line, he'll live. Because this is what I look at. You can say stuff and keep going because you comprehend it, don't mean other people got it. A lot of things are left to assumption. We can't leave things to assumption. We got to make sure, it's got to be true. We said, that's true. Let's see what happened. Listen.
Now will we deal worse with thee than with them.
Listen.
And they pressed sore upon the Anus, even loot, and came near to break the door. But
you know what's amazing? That statement right there, people don't even realize something. Yahuwah tried to tell you, Yahushua tried to tell him something. Of course you didn't catch it. You weren't supposed to. He said, he that hated me. Now, they just looked at them guys and looked at, this joker sitting here looking at me like he got a problem with faggots. Now, you associate yourself with him, we're going to deal worse with you than we're going to deal with him. How does some folk come along, hate me, and they'll sit here and deal with y'all? Why them say one word about him? You know, it ain't about you. We just want that judge guy. They look at you with him, and we're actually going to do worse to you than we're going to do to them. But he told us that. He that hated me, they hate you too. You do know that, right? I come here and I buy, I stay in your house, they ain't got no problem with you. So you see when he makes statement, you go back through the law, he's showing you, this don't make sense. It don't make sense that I'm here with you, we together, all of a sudden, they just hate me, they don't want to do, but they want to deal with you. They just sat here and told him. Matter of fact, we're going to do worse to you than we did to him. Yahushua came on the 10th chapter of the book of Matthew in verse 24. He said, much as that the servant ain't even greater than his ruler. He said, it is that the servant be as his ruler. They want to kill them 2 men. What you think they want to do with you? They hate me, they want to kill me. What y'all think they want to do with you? Unless you ain't with me. You probably ain't got no problem with them. I know you ain't like him. Ain't you. It's him I hate. I know. It makes sense. But he told them clear. He that hated me hated you. Only makes sense. And then he said, whoever hate me, hate who sent me. They ain't just hate those. They ain't want to just kill Luke. They want to kill him because of those two guys. Those two guys came from him, so they hated him too. It makes sense. We ain't got no problem if they're going to say the Lord. It's you. You're a liar. You got a problem with who sent me. They don't just hate me, they hate who sent me. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? All right. Come on, finish this up. Listen.
But the Anus put forth their hand and pulled Lut into the house to them.
Listen.
And shut to the door.
Listen.
And they smote the Anus that were at the door of the house with blindness.
See that? Couldn't see. Then what happened?
Both small and great.
Yeah.
So that they wearied themselves to find the door.
Listen.
And the Anus said unto Lut, hast thou here any besides, son-in-law, and thy sons?
Pay attention. Who?
Son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
And thy sons.
And thy sons.
And thy daughters.
Uh-huh.
And whatsoever thou hast in the city.
What happened?
Bring them out of this place.
Listen.
For we will destroy this place.
Listen. Because
the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Elohim.
Listen.
And Elohim hath sent us to destroy it.
Listen.
And Lut went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters.
And what happened?
And said, up, get you out of this place.
What happened?
For Elohim will destroy this city.
And what happened?
But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
It sounds like they're talking foolish, crazy. It didn't make no sense to them. It couldn't. You can't hear it. How many of y'all remember grew up watching Charlie Brown? How many of y'all remember Charlie Brown and them parents when you talk to them, the teacher? How many of y'all could hear what they were saying? Charlie Brown could, couldn't it? He was talking, wong, 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 wong. They looking at him like, it don't make a look. Y'all bring people and people tell you it don't make no sense. He be all over the place, be talking. Then he talk about the government. Then he come right there, wong, 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 wong. What you expect them? I see him in one that mark. It's for a reason. It's for a reason I do what I do. Everybody not supposed to get out. People don't even realize this man has sent me to close these people's eyes. They don't even realize they're not supposed to hear. This man done went here and explained to these people, listen, they're going to destroy the city. Yahuwah going to destroy it. Well, Elohim, they're going to destroy their place. He done sent their Malachi. Their place, we got to get out of him. Why is he the only one preaching this? Where's the love at in that? I know my God. My personal Savior. Listen, the Jesus I know is about love. And you hear what you want to hear. Well, a lot of times y'all try to examine. I know people come there, yeah, I know people, they be, I hope you keep your mouth shut. Right. I assure you, I don't do no more than he let me. He don't do no more than he let me. I tell you, same thing Balaam told Balak. If you give me a house full of silver and gold, I can't go beyond and do more or less. I said exactly what he happened. Said, it ain't for everybody here. Now, Luke had enough sense when he heard to get out. Abraham knew when he went, everybody wasn't going to hear it. If you paid attention to the 18th chapter, he clear. Ain't no way to work for here. He said, let me ask you something. What if it be 50? He said, then I'll spare it. He said, if you allow me. What if it don't be but 40? He had enough sense to know them folk wasn't going to hear it. He said, I'll spare it. Please don't be angry with me. He thinking, all them faggots and bulldaggers, all them girls that they work for standing steamer, what if it be 20? He said, I'll spare it. He said, this is the last time. Why don't people 10? He said, I got to get out of the city. Now, what sense it made for all them people to hear it? Because he already knew they were going down. I'm going down to investigate whether the thing is legitimate, what I'm hearing that's going on in the city. That's the reason why he sent it to me. He said, I'm going to see if it be legitimate what's going on in the city. And if it is, I'm going to destroy it. Abraham knew. He could say, oh, I know my God. All power. He's mighty God. He's loving God. He forgiving sin. You already know. I'm for good as dead when that man get done. All I can do is just ask him, man, it ain't going to be but a few. He had enough sense, no, ain't but a. So when Yahuwah told a few that be there, find it. He said, ain't no way in the world these people getting in. Y'all bringing people in hopes all them people going to get in. People, Y'all can tell everybody in the world why. Them folks gonna hear exactly what they hear. Somebody gonna hear and say, that man, I just told. Somebody say, but he used ass and that. They said, oh, listen to what he said. You didn't hear him ass and damn, that ain't my God. Man, sure, I heard exactly what he said. Two people hear the same thing. He done told you, two men gonna be in the field. One left, another gonna be taken away. They ain't gonna never, they ain't designed for everybody to hear the same thing. People sat right there and listen to me. Somebody sitting there and said, shut up. Man, right on it. Man, they sit there saying, what? That's exactly what's supposed to happen. One kicking up, another one sitting right there saying, I heard everything you said. You know what it's designed to be that way. So when he sat there and talked to them, they ain't looking at, because you know what happened? It don't bother them what people doing. You know what? Tell me why I go to church. I don't go to church to want to hear what other people doing, Leon. See, my God told me don't be judging. See what I'm saying? When I go see, it's about Jesus and the love of God. That's what I go for. And that's why they still in the hellhole. Because the fact they don't want to deal with, because they're a part of what's going on. So I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it because I'm a part of it. That's why his son looked at it. I don't want to know about it. It don't bother me. Tell me what I think about all these sisters out here. Man, I'm too busy trying to worry about myself, brother. You know what? It takes 6 months to stay out of your business and 6 months to take care of mine. I hope you get some new business. Because that's bad business. You hear bad, but see, you're programmed to say that. I had a young lady, she made a statement, typically people say to kill her. You're not supposed to discuss politics, who you voted for. Why you think Cracker taught you that? You know you're not supposed to tell people you voted for, but hell, you're supposed to get a bumper sticker and put it on the back of your car. And you're supposed to go get a shirt that said Democrat, Republican Party, Libertarian. And who I voted for? Leon, you know we ain't supposed to talk about that. You see how white people make them, because you know what happened when we start talking? All are going to realize none of us voted for these people. So we ain't supposed to talk about that. You know what you're supposed to talk about? Politics and religion. Yeah, Yahuwah told you, you're supposed to talk about it. When you get up, when you sit at the gate, you're supposed to, I can see you don't know that, brother. You know, politics, religion, that's common sense. Everybody know you ain't supposed to talk about politics and religion. Because if we talk, then somebody's going to find out somebody wrong. Somebody's going to become persuaded. Somebody's going to get convinced. So you know they tell you, on the job, no politics, no religion. I always train you to make a fool out of you. Amazing we can have rallies. We can have a Democratic Party. I'm at a Democratic Party. Don't ask me who I voted for. We can't talk about that, Leon. I'm at the Democratic Party. That's crazy. You see the program of our stupidity of these people. Because they're going to teach us going to be a no, because if people talk, then people are going to start having questions. Things are going to arouse. Their conversation is going to spark arousal. That's what they don't want. So the program you be smart, don't discuss it, make a fool. Then they got news channel that totally talk about news channel. Fox will never defend a Democratic action. CNN will never defend a Republican action. But we ain't supposed to talk about who we voted for. Make a fool out of you. Those stations are designed to get you to believe, to faction, to follow a certain political party. Anyone you watch, they're going to teach from their influence. All their news segment, influence. Y'all got me? So when we come here, we're trying to influence. Y'all got everybody using influence. Listen, finish this up. Listen.
And when the morning arose,
what happened?
Then the Malachi hastened Luke, saying,
they hurried Luke, saying, look what they told her.
Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters.
Y'all hear that? Arise and get who?
Take thy wife and thy two daughters,
yes,
which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And while he lingered, the Anus laid hold upon his hand.
And did what?
And upon the hand of his wife.
What happened?
And upon the hand of his two daughters.
What happened?
Elohim being merciful unto him.
Yeah.
And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
Listen.
And Luke said unto them, O not so, my Malak, Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight,
What happened?
and thou hast magnified thy mercy,
Yeah.
which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life.
What happened?
And I cannot escape to the mountain,
What happened?
lest some evil take me and
What?
I die.
Yeah.
Behold, now this city is near to flee unto,
Yeah.
and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one, and my soul shall live?
Listen.
And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also,
Yeah.
that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken.
Listen.
Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar.
A little city. Listen.
The sun was risen upon the Aritz, when Lut entered into Zoar.
Listen.
Then Elohim rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Elohim out of Shamayim.
And what happened?
And he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities,
Yeah.
and that which grew upon the ground.
Listen.
But his wife looked back from behind him,
And what happened?
and she became a pillar of salt.
And what happened?
And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before Elohim. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace.
Boy, burning. Burning. You know what he had to do? Back over the book of Philippians. And before you get me that, let's see what he told you in the book of Romans 7 and 1. He got me Philippians 3. What was that, 14? 3:14?
13.
Hold it, 3:13. Listen what he told you.
Know ye not, I
Y'all
keep
pay attention. Basically, he said, you don't know this? Tell them what you do, Shaul.
for I speak to them
That do what?
know the law.
This is what he just told you in the 3rd chapter of the book of Philippians. Listen.
Aki, I count not myself to have apprehended,
See that? I don't count myself that apprehended.
but this one thing I do,
What you do?
forgetting those things which are behind,
And doing what?
reaching forth unto those things which are before.
What happened?
I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Elohim in Mashiach Yahusha.
So when he left there, he can't be thinking about his son-in-law. He couldn't worry about his other daughters. Because he got son-in-law, those are married women. He told him to take his daughters that are there. The other ones, you got to leave them. You got to leave your kids. You got to leave your in-laws. Huh? His own wife, he had to leave her. So when he said, this one thing I do, forgetting those things behind me, because he was told not to look back. So when he told me forget, what that mean forget? Think about it. I can't even look back at them. I can't go back to them. They have to be literally just like the city was. It got to be destroyed. That's got to be done. That's the same work of sin. I can't go back and smoke, go back and drink, go back and homo, go back and fornicate. Forgetting those things that are behind me. I got to do just like he did. Those things were dear when I did them. But once I realized there's going to be death associated with those things, I do just like Luke. I got to press toward the mark. You see where association comes in now? So when he made this statement, it don't make sense to you by pressing toward the mark other than you trying to come up with a song. Press, 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 press. We're like, please get another word to go. Press in, press in, press in. Give me something else. Press a press, press a press. Like, hell, I'm a dry cleaner or something. Should have a wrinkle in his life, should he? 999,804 more of them. Press, press. I don't remember who that was that made that song. But here again, association led us to go back to look at Luke because I need to have something that I can associate it with. Meaning there are some things that I'm going to be attached to, accustomed to, that when it's a call and I got to move and I got to do it quickly. Because he told them, hey, you got to hurry up and you can't, kind of what I want to wear. I got to try to look at, what I'm going to tell you. I got to try to figure out what I'm going to do. Oh, my life going to be, you got to go now. And then showing you that there are people that'll start out with you that'll turn and go back. Y'all got me? His own wife turned back. But he couldn't go back and get her, couldn't even look back. Because the order was, don't go back. Don't look back. Y'all got me? But how many times we've been guilty of not following the directions? Because we have some logic that kicks in that sees something else. And I'm trying to just see, once I got clarity and I really understand it, then this is just a coy that you use to try to get out of being obedient. And we all got that ability to do that. How you can search and just act like I don't quite, you can't do nothing you don't understand. So now I'm going to play stupid. Y'all got me? So that's why we had to go back to associate, because now every time you listen to his speaking, and you could take it from just the 7th chapter of the book of Romans, but anytime we're talking, I was talking to people that knew the law. So if you didn't get it, one of the problems was you didn't know the law. So when I made these certain, this is the thing I told you again, our book is coded. See, when I told you I pressed toward forgetting those things, if you don't know the law, you don't know what I'm talking about. So you know that I got to get rid of that old dress. God told me he's going to give me a new dress. Told me he's going to give me some new shoes. Going to put on my dancing shoes. So you know what? Still coded. You didn't catch it. You see what happened? I book it. I can show you someone. Our book so coded. People have no idea. They have no idea. When I show you the code, we'll black it out for them. Because you just don't know how coded it is. Y'all really don't know how coded it is. It's coded. That's why he told you. I speak. You know they're going to think he was talking about just how the woman, he told you what the law do. It's got dominion over a man as long, what is that, 7 and 1? I want you to hear what he told you. Listen.
Know you not our key.
So you don't know this, our key? What you do?
For I speak to them that know the law.
You know you ain't supposed to discuss religion. You know that? You ain't supposed to discuss religion. Whatever your belief is, you're supposed to keep it to yourself. He said, I'm talking to them that know the law. I'm going to discuss religion. How that
the law
had
dominion
over
a noose
as long
as he liveth.
Snake still crawling. Woman still hollering. It ain't went nowhere. Isn't that right? So he tell you that to let you know there's no way he could have came to destroy the law. That one may say, he just told you, if you still living, the law can't be gone. The only way the law going to be done away with, ain't nobody living, because it don't make sense to give it to nobody. If ain't nobody living, what good is it? Ain't nobody living. So it don't serve a purpose, does it? It serves a purpose if people hear, right? So it's still activated. So it ain't hard to put together, but as a Christian, it's easy to see the law gone. From your own dumb ideology. From your own dumb ideology. Because Jesus said he came to destroy the law, destroy the law, the works of the law. The works of the law, he's talking about the violations that are against the law. It don't make sense to destroy the works of the law. Huh? The teaching of the law is what helped us to factor in that we became to understand or be able to grasp the promise. Y'all got me? It makes no sense he came to destroy the works of the law. He started talking about the violations that people have done against it. I got to stop that. I got to kill that out. Y'all got me? Stop sign out here. Nobody's stopping at it. People going past it. Well, that's a law. That control, a stop sign, red light, these are called control devices. Huh? Because they determine whether you stop or go. Y'all got me? So they're called control devices. Like when you take a drug, they call it a controlled substance. You know why? It takes over. Well, that takes over. When they go red, what you do? It's a control device. When they get green, what you do? When they go yellow, what you do? It's a control device. Well, when you start running past red, stopping on green, flying on yellow, I got to put somebody to enforce the law. I got to put something down to control, to make sure that thing is actually doing what it's set to do. Y'all got me? But see, I'm not going to get rid of this. Well, here, nobody slow down. Ain't nobody stop it. It makes sense to do what? All these people gay now. And we're going to go where these people going to hell. Not my Jesus. So what did he do? What's the logical thing he do with all these people gay now? He got rid of it. That's no longer in effect. You see what people do? People running past, it's going to make sense to put an officer right there. Doing nothing. You know, folks, listen, the light green nigga slowing down. Because they realize niggas slowing on green, they start light green, they scared to death, ain't they? That 35 miles out nigga at 26 and a half. Showing you now the force of the law. I'm not finna because everybody flying out, I'm not finna get rid of no law. I'm going to put somebody here to make sure the law is enforced. But see, the natural sense we got, it's amazing. They never get rid of this stuff because they're going to put something here to make sure we're going to make sure that this thing controls you. That's the purpose of why we put it here. I'm not going to get rid of control. I'm going to put something to enforce it. That's the purpose of the Ruach coming. You need something to make sure it's enforced. Y'all got me? You know what people start doing a while? Give you a call. I just went down the police, come and call Dave because Dave get relieved. What am I call Dave and tell Dave? Dave do what? Watch out. Because somebody they out here, Dave. Hell, Dave's slowing out before he even get there. Because it might be, but you see, now, guess what now? You see the force of the law. Now we start to talk about the law. It started already put fear in this man to start looking at why he need to keep it. They miss him every time. Huh? You start here. I see somebody coming. You know what I do? I just pass. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Order. When they see that light pack, they start saying, are my lights on or the police up there? The man up there. You see how that works? You know why he do all that? Make sure everybody going to hell. Everybody on bed going to hell. They can say they want. Showing you again how it works. You seen something there enforcing that law makes you now start to communicate, tell, and want others to see it. You ain't going to believe what he told you in the 5th chapter book of Matthew. Let your order so shine that you ain't going to believe what happened so others can see it. And they're going to give glory to Elohim, which going to mean they're going to respect the law. That's how you get a respect. When you keep it law. You know what happened when the man came to see Don Corleone and he wanted to see by the man that raped his daughter and the man, he wanted to see something being done to them? He wanted to get, you know what he told him? You didn't even come to show me respect. You don't even think to call me Godfather. Ain't that going to get done if he give me respect? You talking about you wanted the man to kill your daughter? He said, that is not justice. Your daughter's still living. He said, what did I do to make you disrespect me? He said, you didn't even think to call me Godfather. You can't, that's the same thing. You come here, oh, you give me a car. Oh, give me a better job. So what did I do to make you disrespect me to run past these stop signs I gave you? What did I do to make you when I told you to go that you stop? I told you to slow down that you speed. What did I do to make you disrespect and you asked me for something? And the thing, you know what's amazing about that movie? When they came to him, it was on a feast. His daughter wedding. He said, nothing, you couldn't refuse an order. But he looked at this. But now you come in disrespect. Respect still had to be in order. Jesus will never say, what was it? No. Ain't got no respect. You know what that man had to do in order to get the Godfather to go and kill those 2 guys? Be my friend, Godfather. Okay. That's all. I just want to respect. Yahuwah wanted respect. All what you asking that you seeking to do in your natural life. Where's the respect? In the book of Malachi, he told you that. He said a son honor his father. He said, where is my honor if I be a father? And if I be a master, where is my fear? He asked him. He said, all these things people do. He said, why won't you give me mine? Yet we constantly asking, looking, seeking, trying to become in possession of something, and you can't get it because you lost respect. The same thing with the law. You tell the police, oh, you give me a break, officer, I can't get no more. They told me my license gets suspended, and if I get one more ticket. You know why I used to think, you know how you say to myself, them officers are some dirty bastards, all they no good. Why would you sit here and it say here, I'm going to lose my job and you give me a ticket? You know what kind of me about that day? Dang. If you had one more ticket, you were going to lose your job, lose your ticket, which is going to cause you to lose your job. When you show you how to drive a little safer, show you been a little smarter, why should it fall back the responsibility on me now I'm the one wrong because you the one that did contrary? If I had where I get one more ticket, I'm going to lose my license. You think I'm going to do 85 miles an hour down the expressway? I'm going to drive like the next time I get started, they're going to take my life. If you really realize you only had one time to get this way that you couldn't be saved after that, you're a little better than what you're doing. But you don't believe. I did. It come and he showed me. He just revealed, like that. Then a thing was revealed unto me. If you actually felt like your job was that important to you, your driving and your ability to get around that important, then you would have drove with a little more restriction with it. You'd have had more care. The real fact that you rode down the street 85 miles an hour in a 55, You weren't worried about it. You know how you heard, look at it. But in fact, you're a fornicate, you'll still be sitting around lying and cheating and holding money and doing other stuff you're doing. You ain't worried about going to hell, and I ain't worried about sending you to hell. I ain't got no remorse with your license being going, you going to jail. You going to jail. Please don't take me. Please, please. You know what you're looking at? That ain't moving me. Because I know if I ain't want to go to jail, there's no way in the world I did what you did. You dirty cracker. Y'all don't care these crackers. They don't care. You nigga, you kiss ass nigga. You kissing that cracker ass. If you were doing what you're supposed to do, we wouldn't have that conversation. You see, a lot of times we've been guilty of, you look at how we'll put stuff on people. There have been people that have been caught, but the law set up for people that violate that was not intentional. But we're talking about when it's the intent to do. You got what I'm saying? If you ain't intend to go to hell, why are you living like hell? Why there's no control factor? If you're worried about going to hell, then something should be controlling you because you know you're going to get caught. It's just a matter of time. Things to think about. Come on, finish that Philippians. Listen. What verse we at? 15?
Verse 15.
Verse 15. Listen. 3 and 15. Philippians. Listen.
Let us therefore, as many as be perfect,
Be what?
be thus minded.
See that? You got to get the same mind. Listen.
And if in anything ye be otherwise minded,
Listen what's going to happen.
Elohim shall reveal even this unto you.
And how you going to do that? With an order. What's up make manifest? That's why y'all here. People want to know, he was talking, I know he was talking to me. I wonder why. Because you otherwise minded. Like some of you being convicted now. Only a few will be convicted. Y'all got me? Some of you, because it ain't your day. Some of you going to be convicted because he's trying to show you. He make it manifest. This is an order. He's trying to show you that you're otherwise minded. Y'all hear me? We supposed to speak the same thing. He told you to let this be in you, which was also in the Mashiach. Listen.
Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained,
See that? We got it. Listen.
let us walk by the same rule. Let us mind the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Aki, be followers together of me,
Listen.
and mark them which walk so, as ye have us for an example.
Listen.
For many walk, of whom I have told you often,
And now
tell you even weeping,
that they are,
the enemies of the two of Mashiach,
tell them what happened.
whose end is destruction,
And who what?
whose Elohim is their belly.
So we're going to go with gut feeling? Your gut feeling. Your gut feeling how you eating pork and it tastes like beef. How you eating shrimp and it tastes like lamb meat. Your gut. That's why we can't go with gut feeling. He started teaching us against that because a lot of times people, I get this gut feeling. It's a scene people get. But the conviction and what actually supposed to regulate us is the law. You see what I'm saying? The fact that we start going, yes, things will become internal for us on conviction. That's going to be through information. Because through information, when information is called back upon, then we realize this ain't right. I shouldn't be doing this. Y'all got that's the internal thing. But just going with something that's not law, that's actually contrary to law and say, good feeling be showing me. I get this thing, my fingers be twiddling and going. Hell, play a piano. If they move like this, try a keyboard or piano. But don't go regulating and making judgment calls. Y'all hear me? At the 7th chapter book of Yehukanan. We're going to try to get back and clean up this other stuff we got. I don't see. 7:19 might be 25. Let's see. 7:19. Fine, we'll read that. It's all the same word. Listen.
Did not Mushah give you the law,
And what happened?
and yet none of you keepeth the law?
Who was he talking to? Makes sense? What did he look like talking to some Gentile? Then Mushah give you the law and none of you keep it. Lost. I have an idea what he's talking about. So you hear when Shaul made his speech, how it connects? Again, showing you what belongs. We're doing comparables. Y'all got me? Did not Mushah give you the law, and yet none of you
Keepeth the
listen,
law.
and none of you keep it. Only people you can be talking to are people that know the law. Because this is the only people that you're going to, these are the only people you're going to convict. Listen.
Why go ye about to kill me?
Listen.
The people answered and said,
Listen what they said.
Thou hast a devil.
You see that? That's what they're going to throw it out. That's what they said about Tom Smith. They're watching. He got a devil. Ask them how they know. They gut. Some don't set right in there with them. Always watch them before they go. Some ain't set right. They ain't got no book. It's some ain't sitting right. You can make up any law you want to when you convict it. Yep. They do it all the time. When something you want to do, how you think Donald Trump signed an executive order? Who know why? It's because if he took it through those people who were actually set up to legislate those orders he put in, he got a good chance at them stopping or blocking it. To do an executive order gives him the authority to go around them so there's no conviction, no condemnation, and no opinion about his decision. It's done. That's what they do. I mean, a lot of people watching me now doing executive order because I cut them, I hit them. And they don't want to come through the system and see what the Nabar and what the others have said before me and come through the system and see, I'm not your problem. Sing your problem. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a bunch of white men. They can go through, it's so much law going through their mind to condemn me right now and run me down. But they ain't no law running them down on what they ain't doing, though. Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? This one is dangerous. There's no law now condemning them by nothing they're doing. Absolutely nothing they're doing. All they can say is Tony Smith right now. That's how it usually works. Listen.
Who goeth about to kill thee?
Listen.
Yahusha answered and said unto them,
Yeah.
I have done one work.
What happened?
And ye all marvel.
Listen.
Musha therefore gave unto you circumcision,
yeah,
not because it is of Musha.
He told you, he made sense. But what?
Of the Abba.
See that? He went right back to it. He gave it to Abraham. He said, Musha did not give it to you because it was of him. We already had circumcision before Musha gave it to us in our law. Listen.
And ye on the Shabbat Yom circumcise a anus.
That what happened?
If a anus on the Shabbat Yom receives circumcision,
what happened?
That the law of Musha should not be broken.
What happened?
Are ye angry at me?
That's what he was looking at when he was healing people. All I'm giving is circumcision. Same thing we look at it's the removing of the foreskin. And we're giving for that, it's the veil. When Musha came to speak to the people that came down from the mount, he had to put a veil over his face. And you know what he said? What happened? The people couldn't see the end. What did that relate us to? An idea? Huh? Better sheep? So what? No. It refers to something else. It refers to when they took the ark in, they put it behind the veil too. And the staffs were sticking in. They couldn't see it because the veil covered it. He told you about when the tabernacle was set up, how it was set up in a certain particular order. And that was a place you couldn't get into because the veil covered it up. Meaning you couldn't see the end. The end would be the staff that actually went through to held the ark. You couldn't see the end of this thing, could you? Because the veil covered it up. There's a lot of things you don't see. But that's what he came to do. He came to take away the veil. That's why the book told us about Shaul. He said, but when they turned back to you, he said the veil is done away with. When he laid inside the tomb, when they went in, you know, he left for Cuff to come in and look and see. He had taken off the napkin that was about his face and folded up and laid it there along with the cloth that was on his body. You know what he was signifying? The veil off. Now y'all can see the end of this thing. But when Moshe came out to speak with the people, he put a veil over his face. Because his face shone. They couldn't even look at it so much. A black man with an order. Make it manifest. So many of the manifestation was covered up. But when it turned back to Yahuwah, he said the veil was done away. Take it off. That's why he took it and folded so he could come in. It was a reason why he sent two. The first one walked in, looked, stooping down, and seeing he didn't go in, but Cuff did. And when he went in, he saw the napkin that was by their face, and the rest of them folded, and they were laying separate. Because he would let her know, now you can see. Where did he get that from? Tamar, Yehuda's daughter-in-law. After she had got what she wanted from Yehuda, she took the veil off. Now they could see. There was a blindness upon her. Her covering her face made him blind. He didn't even know who he had been with. There was a blindness. After she was through, she took that stuff off. Y'all got it? So that's how important it is for us to come back to look at how much we hadn't seen, how much has actually been hidden from us. Listen to finish this up.
Because I have made a noose every whit whole on the Shabbat Yom.
See that? Now, that sickness, illness that held him back was equivalent to being uncircumcised. That's why I asked a man, would he be made whole? I'm going to circumcise and move away the things that are keeping you back. It's just like a covering. That's keeping you back. Sin is a covering. So I'm going to remove that away from you. When we talk about removing sin, the same thing we learn that from is with circumcision. When you cut a man and you put him in circumcision, he can't get into uncircumcision. All he's trying to find out, now, if you saying you got out of sin, I'm trying to figure out how did you get back in it. That's why he said it's impossible for them that was once an order. Taste of the shaman and gift. It was made partaker. That's the purpose of doing circumcision. It made us partakers. In the 3rd chapter book of Romans, Shaul asked you about it. Even he gave you an illustration concerning circumcision. He said, let's look at Abraham. He said when he received it, what was it? Was he in circumcision or uncircumcision? Well, he showed you he was circumcised, just didn't have a physical. He only gave him that as a sign, as a token. You know how I know he was circumcised? Because he told him to get out of his father's house. He circumcised him. And that's why he would never go back. He told his servant, put a hand on his thigh. He told him to go back. I've been circumcised. I can't go back. No more than he could have went back to sin. There's no way. See, when you finally illustrate, you know, we keep looking at, I know what he's saying, but that's impossible. How many trips did Abraham make back? You ain't heard about it because he didn't do it. He told his servant, you can go back. I can't go back. I can't go back. That's amazing. Same thing happened with Yahusha. Why do you think he sent the apostle? I can't go back. Once he had been translated, I can't go back. I can send you, you can go back. That's why he sent him back to his father. He can't go back. That's amazing. So you tell me he got rid of he can go back? He couldn't. I can't go back. Y'all got me? So the ability that people keep thinking they don't have, you actually do have. You just hadn't enforced it. You need something to enforce it. Well, let me borrow for a second. He just told when Luke, let me borrow for a second. When Luke was told to get out, he told him to go. He said, I want you to go get your family, and I want y'all to get out. Naturally, I need to think about it. I got my wife. I got 2 girls. These people crazy out here. There's so much going on out here. I got to try to figure out where we're going to stay at. I got to try to see what my mind. I need to go to the bank. I need to try to look at my stuff. I need to look at what karma take, how, because you don't want to do something stupid. You need to pre-plan and have. So what happened here in enforcement, once they told him to get out the city, that's a law. Well, being a natural man, what are you going to do? That's why they pressed on him. Force. That's the law. Something needs to get in you to force you. He wasn't going to go. His natural mind, my son-in-law, they ain't had no problem with them boys. They treat me, they never beat them. I got my other daughters I love. Who don't love the kids? I might not all do what you tell them, but you love them. So there's a lot of things consciously you got to think about before you just jump up and do something. So now human nature kick in. It's all human nature. So what had to happen? Force, because once the Maliki just told you to do something, because you don't believe what the book said, obey them. They had a rule over you. And you're supposed to submit yourself. You don't know, you ain't going to believe what they're doing. Man, they watching for your life. You ain't going to believe what they told you before that. Beware how you entertain strangers. Some done entertain Maliki unaware. And he went down and let you know messenger. That's what they came and told you. But naturally, you got to start dealing with your own struggle, your own fights. My own struggle, own fight don't allow me to just jump up and move. I can't get out here and be stupid and have people look at me, laugh at me later. People saying, you should have prepared better. You should have put up more. You just want to make sure you got, it ain't that you're not going to do what he said. You just don't want to get out there and fail. Now you start doing like Cuff. You start out, but then you start sinking because you start looking at stuff around you. Now your ability come in. But you just said, command me to come. Well, I just told you to come. But now you start looking at things are bigger than you. Everything's always going to be bigger than you. When he sent them in to spy the land, what did they tell them? It's always bigger than you. Look at the fruit. But it's never been about your ability. It's been about his ability, and it's been about faith and you believing and by you operating by that belief. And you need something to force you to do. That's what I'm here for. I don't let y'all tell what you ain't going to do. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. That's it. You need force behind the law. Yeah. Who do you think is here? I guess Luke was thinking the same. It could have been thinking the same thing. They just said, get out. Get out. Flee for your life. Get out. Flee for your life. Get out. Because you ain't moving. There need to be force because I just told this is a law. At this point, you're in transgression. They won't have to give an account. And you want them to do that with joy, not with greed. This is not going to be good for you. A lot of y'all in here play around with it. This is not going to be good for you. A lot of people don't obey what I tell them. But they don't realize that book too. You're going to 10:25. Y'all ain't going to believe it. I ain't write up none of this. This is as we go. Are y'all getting clarity when you're hearing this? Are you getting illustration that makes sense? And that's what we need because a lot of times we keep thinking, we're talking about, Lord, maybe. He's giving you the instruction. He's showing you what you need to do. Everything, at some point, you have to start operating by fear, and everything has to be just pressed upon you. It's got to be desire. Y'all got me? Everything ain't got to be, Luke had to be pressed, but at a point in time, you got to be mature enough that you can start operating out of fear of love, admiration, and desire to live. You know what the mind of Samuel? If I can't have you, I don't want to live. They give you a song like that. If loving you is wrong. Hell, better play the same. That was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Till you burn up. Because being right means being what? Being without you. No, he said that in Japan. In Japan, what they say in Japan? No. He said, get out of here. No. But you see what I'm saying? How many of y'all remember that song back then? Mother, y'all remember that song? Look, that thing was hot, wasn't it? Mama and daddy say it's a what? It's a downright children. Obey your, for this is right. You just sung a song saying, Mama and daddy say it's a shame, it's a downright. What did you just say? You didn't obey. You see how they gave us song? Listen, the song, I was a little kid, they used to play that thing. Listen, they put that thing on repeat. The music, how many of y'all remember that song? Listen, that thing, that roll, man, they say it's a shame, a downright disgrace, and you still, mom and daddy, right there you just say you're, but these are going to be people they gave the song to that do what? That don't know the law. A lot of times when you find out where sin is applicable at, is where the law is not actually being manifested. Because people don't want you to know. You got me? And when you do know, people are going to disguise things through conversation. That's why they disguise building, sports, different things, cereal, all these foods. You see what I'm saying? Because they're trying to get you in violation. The songs sound good. And you think about, man, what's wrong? Look, how's something wrong when you love it? But then Yahuwah came along and told you, love not the world. Neither the things that are, you're right, are rich, but sometimes people here, they don't know. Because they hear rich, they think cracker. And that cheese whiz. But loving you wrong, I don't want to be right. And don't realize he done told you love not the world, neither things in the world. For all that's in the world, the lust of the eye, the pride of life, all these things are not of the Father, but are of the world. And the world passes away and the lust thereof, but he that do the will of Elohim shall abide forever. Indefinite period of time. See, when you don't know the law, you don't even realize you're out here in transgress. That was the purpose of coming light, because we was in darkness. Y'all got me. So now him coming along giving us our order, let us see. These people been working up for you. Some of them grew up on that song. Now, see, y'all remember that? But nobody thought about that. It's a song. It's a song by somebody just loving somebody. That's all. And never paying attention. This is a song by somebody they supposed to have. This is a song by somebody saying they was warned by their parents, and the law said you're supposed to obey your parents. I was teaching you through song. And you ain't going to believe what the book told us to do. Teaching and admonishing one another through song and hymn and through Ruach song. Making melody what? Well, he learned how to take song and teach you how to transgress. That's how I always work. Hanging us that. He's zoned. You probably stand up. The one that eye dropped down. This one over here, that's dead out on that side. I mean human. I'm only human, born without some draws. But he woke up there, he did like that. When you do like that, you try to see, you know how you try to check, if you got it, they should slide to one side. He realized it. Ain't no slide. Be real careful back there, Solomon. You know what I look at sometimes? I just want to know, because I don't want to be that close and just know the only thing between me and somebody is a zipper. I want to just believe in my heart that there's a man hoster. But just as, how you been, you just that close, you realize there's really nothing between us right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, when he talk, I want a great gulf between us. So you can't come over here. That book though now. So, but again, that's why we have to look at why we got to be careful, because the devil knows too. He know that your book told you to teach and admonish. People look at, oh, they're not right. Your song supposed, it said teaching and admonishing one another through song, through making melon your heart to Yahuwah. Y'all hear me? And yet these people are giving songs too to teach you how to transgress and make sure you're in violation. You don't even know what they're listening. They've been getting you the whole time. They've been getting you. Whole time they've been getting you the whole time. Right now sipping this gin and what was it? Laid back. Whole time. Your book told you you're not supposed to give them a lot drink. Right. Not supposed to give them a strong drink. Not supposed to do it, but he done touch it. Now he done move you from, he talked about the liquor. He was talking about the pure part of the pure blood of the grape. And he gave you white liquor. Got you drinking, trying to, people associate wine, now that's beer. Oh, but see how people done took the liquor, he was talking about the pure blood of the grapes. They done moved that to beer now, same thing. That's not the same thing. We're talking about the fruit of the vine. You got what I'm saying? You got yeast and barley and everything else going, this is not the same thing. You're drinking corn liquor. And you associate that, they're talking about wine. Yeah, he told you you're not supposed to give it to him a lot. The only time we take it is in representation, as he told her, as this is my blood. The pure blood. That's the same thing we look at with him. So there's a similitude why we take it now. Because it's representing the pure blood of Yahushua. Y'all got me? Oh, man. From the sweetness to the strength of it, because the alcohol strength, you're going to take. What you're supposed to take the strength of his blood. What we parallel that to is when we got the law from Musa. What gave the law its power was the testator, the blood that was attached. When you committed sin, you had to bring something. When you brought it, there were parts that were used, and mainly the blood that we took and poured upon the oil. And this atoned for your sin. You got me? Your transgression. So you were able to see the strength of it. You got me? Then he came along and let you know it was not possible. When you had been using, you had to believe. Now we need to elevate you because you only had a premise. Now we got to elevate you to give you something that's going to stop you from the slaughtering these animals and even get you from the behavior. Now we're going to move you from the aspirin series, from the aspirin theory. And we're going to get you to cure. Because when you were bringing me bullocks and turtle doves and heifers and goats and she lamb in the first year and all these different things you were giving me, you were using aspirin. Because you were doing it every year. Get when I take an aspirin. Every time I got a headache. I ain't never fixed the problem. I ain't never looked at why I keep having all these headaches. Again, guess what else happened? I'm starting to have more frequently, which means I'm taking more aspirin. I'm saying, the more I say it, the more I keep offering. Well, now, the purpose of him coming was to get you to some of strength that'll keep you from sinning, having headaches. Headaches are just simple. Please don't go take, I say you have a headache, that's sin. I never said that. Because somebody done heard what they want to hear now. But what we're trying to get you to cure. Y'all got me? Cure is what we're trying to work for. Y'all got me? Let's go and fix why you're having these occurrences. Why is it coming more frequent? Because you keep patterning the same bad behavior. Y'all got me? Come on, son. Let's read at 10:25, your Ukanah. You know I got to get that 6:44. Well, I'll be right up with them. Listen to what he told you at 10:25. The reason why these people won't listen, why these people won't come. Listen.
Yahushua answered them, I told you.
And you did what?
Believe not.
Well, listen what happened.
The works that I do in my Abba's name.
They do what?
Bear witness of me.
As I did what?
But you believe not.
Because?
Ye are not of my sheep.
So he tell I'm not your rawhide. That's why you don't listen. That's why you don't obey. That's why you don't conform. I'm not your rawhide. When somebody not your rawhide, he called, you know what happened? He told you that an ox knoweth this. So when we talk about eating now, these animals are familiar. I remember my granddaddy, he had a mule. His mule name was Dog. My granddaddy would unstrap that mule. He said, back up, dog. Whoa, dog. That mule stopped. Man, that mule bagged that thing up. He unstrapped that mule. My grandfather, he said, going out to the pasture, dog. And he walking out. That mule would walk straight and put himself in the pasture. It knew his voice. I was a little kid. He used to make me. My granddad, he had to holler. He tell that mule stop. He told that mule to back up. That mule would back that way in the same exact spot. He would unstrap that mule from that wagon. He said, go on in the pasture, dog. And he'll go straight in the house. That mule will go put itself right there in the pasture. They used to always, listen, that mule straight out of going straight to the pasture. Anybody familiar with this kind of stuff? And it would just have you just look at, because you know what happened? It knew his voice. You see what I'm saying? He talked about the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master. That thing knew exactly where it was supposed to go. He said, but Yashrael does not know. They don't even consider. So when he taking this statement, that's what the people that don't hear me do what I tell them. Hell, I ain't worried about them anyway. You ain't mine anyway. I don't do what you say because you ain't my pastor. Hell, I'm so surprised. I wonder what the problem is. I already know why. Because you ain't my sheep. You hear my boy? Listen. I know who?
As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Listen.
And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any noose pluck them out of my hand.
See that? Because they're going to be kept. You know he told you what the thief coming to do? Steal, kill. You know why everybody gone for him? They weren't mine anyway. You know what Daoud did? When there came a bear on the line, he said, I went out after them. Why you think he ain't left that photo to go get them people? He ain't lose none of them. He said, I went and I took it right out of the mouth of the bear. He said, I smoked that lion. He said, I grabbed it by a beard and I smoked him. And I delivered that sheep out of his hand. He said, no way in the world I'm finna lose none of these. You know what? They know my voice, they follow me. That's why I go and I get them back. You ain't falling anyway. I hope you get killed out there. Huh? Y'all all right? I'm just being, that's what he told her. He said, let no man heart fail her. He said, our servant kept his arbor sheep. There came a bear and took a sheep. He said, I delivered out. They didn't get to kill it. But he let you know how, when he told you the thief coming but to steal, to kill, and destroy, everything gets stolen, get killed, get destroyed. It wasn't mine anyway. Because it wasn't following. Y'all all right? Okay. You start getting things outside of order. That's the problem. We don't know order. And when you get outside of order, you're gonna wind up getting damnation. You're gonna wind up getting destruction. 6:44. And we're gonna jump back over and finish that Ephesians 5 and 12 after we finish 2 Corinthians 4 and 1. Kind of like when you put a beer in a bottle, you put it, people don't know how you put beer in a glass, you don't keep it straight up, you tilt it. You pull it, so you let it roll, then you let it get to the top, put a head on it. So who is that behind you? Why is he shaking his head and he never drank? He's talking, yeah. Did you used to drink, Justin? He drank his dad's beer, okay. Listen, this is 2 Corinthians 4 and 1, and then he still got me Ephesians 5 and 12. Listen.
Yochanan 6:44.
Oh, 6:44, I'm sorry. Yochanan 6:44, then give me the 2 Corinthians 4 and 1, and you still got Ephesians 5 and 12. Listen.
No anus can come to me,
except
the Abba which hath sent me draw him.
And I do what?
Raise him up at the last yom.
You see that? What's going to draw him? What's going to attract him? Light. He said, everyone that do it evil, what do? They hate an order. Neither come into an order. See, that's what he told you. But he that do it, ta'ud, he come to the light. So now we look at, he going to come to an order. But he said, well, no man can come to me except the Abba which sent me drawing. What do you think made every one of them animals come to Adam? He told them to. Somebody said, I ain't going over there. I ain't worried about it. Hell, I already know. I picked the name out I want. You ain't obeyed anyway. You made to be taken. Brute beast, purely physical, made to be taken, be destroyed. Because all the protocol will go sin and see what he call you. How do you think they came to Adam? The father told him. He said, man, he said they had to come to him. Are y'all conscious? They had to go to him and see what he was going to call them. Well, he just told you the same. He said, no news can come to me except Abba was sent me drawn. Right there, he was trying to tell you he was Adam. But you missed that too, then. Why other reason would they come? Why would them animals? I just feel like going and seeing a man. Huh? And I'm going to tell them about ketchup, coagulated blood. Y'all ain't finna get me out there with y'all. It got cocaine, urine, and more cocaine. I don't like, kill it. Kill it right now. Is that mess okay? Kill it, slay it. So I wish it was a sword in my hand. I'll slay this gorilla, this coof. Come with bad information. Yeah, that's a good point. I had to use that. I mean, come on, wide open. But then you start to look at why they came. Matter of fact, give me about a sheet since we're there. He said, no news can come to me. About a sheet, chapter 2, verse 16. Oh, got my pen in my pocket. Y'all all right? Good, good. Barashit. 2:16. Listen.
And Elohim commanded thee anew, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of Ta'ub and evil thou shalt not eat of it.
Tell them why, son.
For in the womb that thou eatest thereof
Thou
shalt surely die.
That's a law. I came along, they taught us that there was no law in the garden. They said in the garden it was conscious, it was innocent. They were innocent in the garden. They taught us that the law didn't come to Mushah came, which is a lie. The law was instituted in the garden. Anytime they tell you not to do something or to do something, that's law. That's what, even with Luke, that was law. I just told him to get out of the city, he don't go. That's a law. That's why anytime you, like when I tell you to do something, you don't do it. You just know you just transgressed the law. A lot of y'all in here going to hell, you don't know it yet, but you need to know. If I tell you to do something, you know it's a law. Okay. Obey them that had a rule over you and submit yourself to their wife. What part you supposed to obey? Just when they say what is in the Bible? Obey them that had a rule over you. And submit yourself for they watch. Why would they tell him to get out that city? I came to destroy it. I just told you to get out. Huh? As long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. No mother, no father, no preacher, no teacher, no lawyer. You going to hell. You can't hear without a preacher. Why would somebody make a song saying they don't need nobody? Y'all remember every time they don't need no preacher. Yahushua was a preacher. Yeah. That's crazy. Noah was a preacher of righteousness, of Sadiq. Where we get that from? We don't need one. Behold, you despise of one and perish while working in your human work. You should have known why I believe though I don't need nobody else. Why did Yahushua send all these witnesses? It makes no sense. As long as I got king, I don't need it. That makes no sense. But it do when you're in darkness. When your ears are dull, as the book saying, of whom we have many saying things to say, but seeing you become, what was it? Dull of hearing. Dull. Listen, you know what happened with a knife when it don't cut? It's dull. You know what happened? Over some point, it been cutting so long in a while, it just kind of just filed itself out. That's what happened with a lot of us. That's why he told me in the book of Kazun, repent and do your first works over. Sometimes you get a knife when they knew that thing cut sharp, it'll cut you. It'll whoop that thing, and you going upon a time you don't be sharpening it, and you start putting it and cutting so many other different things. Why? It ain't as sharp as it was. So you got to go back and you say, I'm trying to get it back when I first got it. That's what he's been trying to do with us. You used to be sharp when I first got you. You start dull, you don't cut the way you used to. A lot of y'all in here done dull out. How many of y'all in here knew you done dull out? Well, we're trying to get you back straight. You know what I'm saying? Get back the way you used to cut. Y'all got me? When you were brand new. Isn't that right? It is. It's a difference. Somebody get a brand new car, every time you smell, now you can smell up. Somebody done shit them in here. It didn't smell like it when you first got it, did it? Guess what happened with that? That's why your hood started getting, and you know what happened? Because that first smell that died away, the other smells become more noticeable. Same thing why he told her why it become a stink in his nostril. At one time, he said, you were the pupil of my eye. One time, the aroma that came back out of the way, he said, y'all smell like something stink. Smell like something done died. That's what he smelled from us. He said, I started watching your behavior. But you didn't used to smell like that. You see how important it is for us to become illuminated? Because we lost something. Listen.
And Elohim said, it is not Taub that the Anus should be alone.
But I'm going to do what?
Make him and help meet for him.
Let me ask you a question. How in the world, if I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else, when he done sit here and made somebody go along with this man? He said it comes down, and yet in the 19th chapter of Kazum, it told you, rejoice for the marriage of who? The Lamb is gone. And his Nashim that made her say, it don't make sense he'll be by himself. But when you're stupid, I guess you're just stupid. This ain't good. So I'm going to make somebody help him out. That's what he did when he gave Yahushua. That's why he had the apostles. I need to give him somebody to help him out. That's amazing. When the Mary carried that too, they found one sign of serene. You ain't going to believe what they did. Help him. Help the man out. Some stuff people say don't even make common sense. Listen.
And out of the ground, Elohim formed every beast of the field.
And what happened?
Every fowl of the air. And brought them unto Adam.
And did what now?
Brought them unto Adam.
How did they get to Adam?
And brought them
to
Adam.
For what reason?
To see what he would call them.
And
whatsoever Adam called every living creature.
That
was the name thereof.
The reason why we looked at that, he just told you, no man can't come unto me except the Abba which sent me drawn. How did they get there? He put an attraction on, made them go sin. You know something more than saying, I got to go see a man. You see them straight away, I got to go see a man. That ain't the first time. That's not the first time. They had to go see Nuak too. Okay. You think just 7 just come? I got to pick them out. Everybody ain't getting there. I can see them now, 14 pop up. 4 pop up. I'm picking. You ain't just going to get him. He done told you many are called, few are chosen. Okay, y'all take it how you want to. You think they just pop, everybody just popped up a number. Everybody ain't getting in. You. Rest of y'all go. You. Rest of y'all go. Got to come see a man. People, they too dumb. They're so smart, they don't even know they're dumb. Got to come and see him. You got to come and see him. Everybody just going to get in. He going to bring down what you call, that's what's going to happen. Your Ukanon, let's see what happens. Your Ukanon, 20 and 20. 20 and 19. Listen.
Then the same yom at evening, being the first yom of the week,
what happened?
When the doors were shut, where the taught ones were assembled for fear of the Yahudim,
listen,
came Yahusha and stood in the midst,
listen,
and saith unto them, Shalom be unto you.
Listen.
And when he had so said, he shewed unto them his hands and his side. Then were the taught ones glad when they saw Yahusha.
Mm-hmm.
Then said Yahusha to them again,
what did he say?
Shalom be unto you.
What happened?
As my Abba hath sent me,
what happened?
Even so send I you.
I need some help. I'm doing the same. He sent me, I'm sending you. He commissioned me, I'm commissioning you. Listen.
And when he had said this,
what happened?
He breathed on them.
And what happened?
And saith unto them,
do what?
Receive ye the Ruach HaKodesh.
Listen what happened.
Whosoever sins ye remit.
What happened?
They are remitted unto them.
And what else happened?
And whosoever sins ye retain.
What happened, son?
They are retained.
That man, he called them, some of them remitted, the rest of them, you go, retain your sin. Retain it. They had to come see Noah. Their decision decide on who lived and who died. Decision made. The book that tells you was a preacher Sadiq. So he chose wrong? All them elephants pop up there. I can't use him for 14. I ain't been here for 15 to get on him. We'll see. Y'all conscious? Everything did was designed. It had specifications. When I told him to build an ark, I didn't leave it to him. Hell, he to build a John boat. I gave that man specifications. When I gave him a specification, I made sure that man had a knowledge. Huh? This man's able to judge. You. Rest of y'all can go. Well, to hell. You're going to die. What you just did with them 12 men? Man, come here and say, your sin forgiven. Somebody else, I ain't going to point, they going to go. You go to hell. Huh? That's the same they had to do. Y'all all right? Man, he gave it to them. The man make judgment. Moshe told y'all that. The same thing Moshe did. He said, I said the people come to me. They can't come to me. They come to me for judgment.
That's right.
What mean I condemn some and I vindicate the others? They told him, they're too much. You're going to need some help. I don't know how the hell these people told they got no Jesus. Don't need. That's your damn problem right there, Jesus.
Yeah.
And that bad-ass teaching.
Yeah.
His father in the book said he consented to his father-in-law. Yahushua looked at, man, that thing going to wear me out, all these people coming. I'm going to need to point some people to help me out with this. That's why I'm here. These people take it out, they got to believe me. I done told them to go to hell. If I were them, I'd start digging. Huh? And pour gas in that hole and light it up. Isn't that right? So you can get preheated. These people tell you, one man just told them, whosoever sin you remit, they remit it. Whoever you said return, keep your sin. Okay. Now, see, they don't want to believe.
Right.
Now, my God, bigger than tongue smell. In your mind is, that's your problem. You need to get rid of the big false God.
Right.
You need to come over to Elohim and look at his rules and regulations. Because he done set an appointment. I'm sure everybody thought the same thing too. They built that ark until the flood came and took them all away.
Yeah.
Huh? These people better stop being stupid, folks. That man done set a pattern.
Right.
These people, there's a pattern set. The people come. They come to me for judgment. I let them know I can see straight through them. I told them, you condemn. You condemn. You retain your sin. They can eat that. They can go anywhere they want. They can pray and go out and ease up under somebody. You don't get found. I done told, it's going to find you. You know what's going to happen to them? Going to do the same thing what Noah did. The flood going to uncover your hiding place. That's why he said the water. Some of them done ran off and thought they got away. What you think when that flood came? Uncover their hiding places. Yes, Yahoo told y'all that. Because they done made a covenant with Devin, we held that agreement, and they said when the overflowing scourge come, it won't come under because they made lie their refuge. Thus saith Yahuwah. I'm going to uncover your hiding place. Over that water, mimic him. Let water come. Water going to find a crack. If there's any crack, any breeze, you're going to look, you'll say, that's a leak. That leak getting bigger than what you think. You better fix that leak. He won't say there's a leak in that building. That building finna wash away. Huh? I'm telling you, that thing be pouring in. Them folks mess around. Go ahead and play what y'all want to. Y'all kill time you want to. You're just wasting time, folks. Folks sitting down, I done told you. Go ahead and pray for them. Pray again what I done told you and go to hell with them. These folks going straight to hell. That's my earnest prayer. I want to retain your sin and burn in hell. Taking that off for them. They good. Got to eat that thing. Y'all hear me? Listen, when they told Luke to get out of there, everybody stayed, died. They dead. You're going to perish. Y'all hear me? Be sitting there wondering, and you hate it, and you're going to perish. So I worked it right here in your union, and you ain't even believe it. Guess what his son-in-law said? Seemed like it wasn't that mob. I don't even believe it. And guess what happened to them? They perished. They perished. Tried to tell them, didn't it? They said, see, like one of them mob. He seemed funny to me. I be laughing at this joke. Because he ain't talking to me. I be laughing every time. What's going to happen? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Say he going to do what? Mm-hmm. He see me in one of that mob. Until that thing went. No sooner he got out the city. Guess what happened? Started raining down fire. It's bad on Abraham could get up on the hill and look and see. That thing burning like a furnace. Burning like a furnace. Huh? He said that thing. Abraham could see it from where he was. Everything around it was burning. Y'all didn't pay attention to what he told them, did it? Matthieu 24:14. Wives out there think their husband going to pray and get them in. Now I done told you to take your sin and you burn in hell. Nobody going to get that off of you. You got to eat that one. You pray hard now. Pray hard on false. That make you feel better before you go. Go and find out why I'm false. I'll be cutting them down. I just don't like his spirit. Why? Because I'm trying to have sex with you or your husband or your kids? Because I done lied to you and stole your money? You don't like it because I condemn you. They want me to give it to them the way they want it. I'm going to give it to you the way they made me to give it to you. Huh? They don't realize what the book done told me. Hold you got cuff, olive, 4 and 10. Let's see this book. A whole lot of them boys trying to condemn it. But it's right, though. That thing ain't right. It's right, it rain. Ain't that right? I don't care the rain come and flood y'all. How rain going to be wrong? Yeah, loving you is wrong. You don't want to be right. Everything, all the he said, all the way, all he is right. Huh? The way you who is right. I don't know what these folks think. Everything he do is right. Whether it affect you, me, whoever, it's still right. Listen.
As Arianus hath received the gift,
Do what?
even so minister the same one to another,
Wow. Listen.
as Taub stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim.
Do what?
If any Anu speak,
Do what?
let him speak as the oracles of Elohim.
All you got to do is just say what the book say. If any man do what else?
If any Anu's minister,
Do what?
let him do it as of the ability which Elohim giveth,
So what happened?
that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahushua HaMashiach.
Oh, what for happened? I remember when I came out from, he tried to make me preach like the other preachers, try to preach like the bishop. That wasn't the gift he gave me. He didn't give me no gift to sound like, try to act like the bishop. He gave me a gift just be plain and flat and just say stuff that just offend people. Hey, like anybody, I like to say something everybody love and everybody just join themselves to it, but that's just not possible. No more possible it was for Noah to build that ship and wanted his heart for everybody to get on it. It's just not possible. You hear me? You can work and put out there just like it is, but you just got to be practical. This ship ain't going to hold all these people. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. There's no way in the world this ship will be able to hold all these people. And a lot of times y'all ain't realize you got to make sure you meet the specification because there's a certain weight limit. Y'all don't believe that? How many of y'all don't believe it's a weight limit? Abarim 12 and 1. I'm going to show y'all something. They book now. Listen what happened.
Wherefore,
What not? Say it again, son.
wherefore,
Doing what?
seeing
Pay attention. We right back to sight, ain't it? Tell them what we got, son.
we also are compassed about
With so what?
greater cloud of witnesses.
You ain't going to believe what happened when he saw a hand. Saw a cloud about the size of a man's hand, Dave. You ain't going to believe what he told him. It's going to rain. Now, I'm sitting here, if I see a cloud the size of a man's hand and it's going to rain, what I'm going to do when I see all these clouds? It's finna pour down. All these clouds, these rain clouds. What you think happened when they were sitting in Sodom and Gomorrah? The book said rain down fire. You can't see the cloud. They ain't going to never catch it. But see, you know what the problem is? You can't see. This is what he told you.
Let us
Lay.
aside
I told you, fat people ain't getting in. Fat was sin. Huh? In the book told you that. Laying was sin. Laying. I tried to tell you, he said, that's why he told you laying was sin. Because he just told you, let her lay aside. Tell her what they got to lay aside.
every weight,
And
the sin
that's so easily,
beset us,
you're not getting on this ark. Can't get on here with sin. They did have a song years ago, a white man sang. This train don't ride no sinners, this train. This train don't ride no sinners, this train. This train don't ride no jokers, whiskey drinkers, cigarette smokers. This train don't ride no sinners, this train. Can't get on him. They ain't going to take you. You smoke, you can't get on that train. You drink, you're not getting on that train. You ain't getting this art. You want to lay aside every weight. This baby fat, get rid of it. You know how they get them? They made clothes called baby fat. Sin. See how we going to program your mind. It's cute, though. Hell, you on a fat farm. And you fat. Your book that told you to lay aside every weight. Everything teach you contrary. If he'd have put anything else on that ship, they would have all drowned. That's amazing. That's amazing. Because Unum was on a boat. Amazing with him on that boat. It started storming. That boat was getting done there torn apart. And you know what he told him? I'm the weight. You know what he told him? You don't have to throw me overboard. And as soon as they threw him in, it calmed. In no way knew I was putting them on that boat. You ain't getting, when I tell these people they ain't getting in, hell, I'm not finna make that boat sink. I'm gonna leave you right out there. You hear me? That's how important it is. But he told her what it got to do. Therefore, seeing we so compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, don't you see these storm clouds over your head? Why you ain't stop sinning? Lay aside every weight. Stuff that'll make you wind up holding you back and becoming sin. Some stuff you don't realize is potential sin. Some things become potential problem later. And that's what a lot of y'all hadn't done. You still hold on to stuff. Later, it's going to become a problem, not potential. Right now, it's a potential problem. Later on, it'll become sin. You got me? Two things you got to put aside, sin and potential. Meaning certain things, certain people, certain behavior, you got to put aside because it's just a matter of time, it's going to be sin. Because you're trying to run this race. What you think Unum did when he got out of that well building? He was rolling. And you know what he didn't have? He didn't have no weight. He was rolling. You hear me? Because I already done seen what didn't happen. Me and the way I think, me and the way I see, it's going to become sin. So I got to lay aside. I got to try to get him one of these people, tell him, 40 y'all mean, he going to destroy the city. Huh? Come up. Man, all he came and I say them people. 40 y'all mean, Yahuwah say going to destroy the city. You know what them people started doing? Everybody fast. I don't want no babies on the tit. Don't feed, don't water none of the animals. Everybody fast. Elohim was merciful. Y'all hear that? But see, the man Elohim had come there and warned them people. They had no, but they don't need nobody but King Jesus. Man Elohim done ran in the city. Wide slap over. 40 y'all mean, Yahuwah finna destroy the city. That's amazing. You know what he realized? It wound up raining 40 days and 40 nights. And destroyed everything. 40 y'all mean made sense. That he gonna destroy that place. Man, Elohim had to come and warn him. Huh? The Malak of Nineveh, everybody fast. You know what happened? They did that. Gonna lay aside their weight. Got to push back from the table. Got to lay it aside. 40 y'all mean, it may have been destroyed that place. Everybody, nobody eat. Nobody drink. Don't even feed the babies. That's crazy. That's cruel. Defects gonna come. What we worry about defects and when the facts is we finna go to hell. But see, you got them weights on you. You can't do it. You got to start using logic. You got to make sure you're responsible. You got to look at how people make sure what other people don't say, and you're going to do like the man told when the Godfather asked him, so why didn't you come to me? He said, because I didn't want to get into trouble. Is understand. You came to America, you found prosperity here, and you felt like you didn't need me. See, in something fair, you realize, he said, I told my wife for justice, we must go to Don Corleone. For justice, you got to come see Yahuwah. You got to come see the man of Elohim. That's why you going to get judged. Any folks going to judge you right. I dare any of you having a problem and you go for the unjust and don't come see us. I dare any of you, go see him. You ain't going to get no justice. I know where that, but I don't want to get into trouble. You'll be right back to see me before it's over with. Me and somebody like me. Y'all got me? That's how we got to pay attention. You got to lay aside every weight in the sin. That's so easily beset, so we can run this race. But what is the sign?
Patience.
Looking.
The race that is set before us, looking unto Yahusha,
The who?
author,
And
finisher of our faith.
that's amazing. When Yahushua's on the two, you know what he told him? He was looking. He committed himself to him that judges justly. He knew he wasn't going to get no justice out of these people. Why was he going to talk with these people? What was he finna get from them? He cried out to him, all Yahoo, Yahoo. And my Sabbath, that's to say, my Elohim, why I die for that. He asked them people that. I already know I'm not going to get no judge. Why I'm going to come to you? You ain't going to never judge right. You're going to always come up with the wrong decision. So I got to commit myself to him that judge faithfully. That's where his deliverance came from. You keep looking, thinking these people are going to vindicate you, and that's where your problem is. You got to have a shafatim. That's what they do, vindicator. Yahuwah is our shafat. He's our shafat. He's going to vindicate us. That's why he told him, he said, the Abba judgeth no man. He committed all that to me. I'm the shafat. I'm the one that vindicate. I'm the one that condemn. Now, he came along, and you know what he did? He appointed some people to be on the lower courts. Now, when you came to our court and you go see him, he going to sing and say, you should have took what they told you. You condemn. Sometimes people take cases that you clearly ain't going to win to the Supreme Court. And when you get there, you find out you getting the same ruling you got down in the lower court. The appellate court already done got you. We already got you set up. And when they get to him, he look at it and realize, it's the same judgment. You're condemned. You're going to tell these people, that's what they do. They keep trying to tell themselves they're going to go over, they're going to go around, they ain't going nowhere. When they get to him, to the Supreme Court, they're going to find the same ruler. Yep, you are going to hell. 24:14. Cut the air. Is that the air conditioner on? Oh, okay, yeah, they need a break. Air like they freezing. Listen. 24:14, Matiyahu. Listen.
And this Amat of the kingdom shall be preached in all the Arits for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
That's why he told you that Noah was a preacher, a Sadiq. They got to hear it. The end couldn't come. They got to hear it. Then the end coming. Huh? Wow. While you were bitter, everybody had to hear it. How you going to destroy the whole place these people ain't heard? They had to hear. You just didn't know it. When he told you that Noah was a preacher of Sadiq, you should have known that these people had to hear it. Wow. That's amazing. They had to hear it. That's when the end had to come. He had told them, he said, the end of all flesh should come before me. Every imagination is only evil continually. I will destroy a noose whom I made. You are the only one I done found Sadiq. Build an ark. And gave him the specification. Huh? You the only one I done found Sadiq. Build an ark. The rest of these people, I'm killing them. Okay. Take it how y'all want to take it. Finish this up.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the Nabah,
Tell them to do what, son?
stand in the Kudash place.
Yeah.
Whoso readeth,
Let them do what?
let him understand.
Man, you got who they got eyes and ears. These are the people that need to be trying to comprehend. Listen.
Then let them which be in Yehuda
Do what?
flee into the mountains.
I can't imagine what they're talking about. See, he cold talking. He told you right there, I ain't intending for everybody to hear this. When you see the desolation, when you see all these abominations, what you think of for men and women to be sleeping together? When you say here, you look at what's already been told you was going to happen, how these people going to set up the abomination with making the desolation, which means the abomination they're going to put is going to cause us while we dispersed and while we've been gone out, while the place destroyed. He said, stand in the Kodash place. Make sure when you read this, you comprehend it. Then let them that be in Yehuda. Where you want to go, son?
Flee into the mountains.
How you think Abraham was able to look down and see all that going across? See a smoking furnace. That's what they were trying to get Lut to. They told him what to do. Flee to the mountain. You need to elevate. He finna burn all this stuff up down in the valley. They're going to tell you about somebody down in the valley trying to get home. Be in that valley when he get back. Because he done told you in my determination to bring everybody down to what was it? And there, what did I just tell you to go? Stay in the valley? There's a lily in the valley. I hope I catch you in that valley. He just told me what he's going to do. See that? You see what I'm paying attention? It's cold. I just told you when you read, make sure you comprehend. Make sure you understand that when that man tell you, y'all, you need to flee to the mountain because I'm going to burn up everything down in low country. Everything down there, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to destroy it. That's amazing. That's amazing. 1 Thessalonians 4. 4:17. Let's see that one. 4:14. Listen.
For if we believe that Yahusha died,
If we believe that Yahushua what?
died and rose
then,
again,
hold on, pay attention. If we believe that Yahushua did what?
died
Died and did what?
and rose again,
Listen what happened.
even so them also which sleep in Yahusha
Tell him what he going to do.
will Elohim bring with him.
Listen what happened.
For this we say unto you
That what happened?
by the Dabari of Yahuwah,
That what happened?
that we which are alive
And pay attention.
and remain unto the coming of Yahusha
Should do what?
shall not prevent them which are asleep.
Tell me what's going to happen, Brandon.
For Yahusha himself shall descend from Shamayim
With a
shout,
what?
with a shout,
And what else?
with the voice of the Ark Malachi,
And tell me what's going to happen.
and with the Teruah of Elohim.
And what's going to happen?
And the dead in Mashiach shall
And the
ri-
who now?
The dead in
The
Mashiach.
who?
The dead in Mashiach.
And where?
In Mashiach
Tell me where they're going to be at.
shall rise first.
You said they're going to have gravitation. There's going to be a gravitational pull.
Shall rise first.
They're going to levitate. You just told you if you believe he died, he went down in the valley. Then he told you he rose. Go ahead and be stupid. The man been talking cold. You just stupid. He just told you what they're going to do. He's taking us out the valley. That's why he told you now when you pay attention, when you're reading, those y'all down the valley, you need to pay attention because your behind need to make sure you're getting out. You're going to need to get up. You're going to levitate. Yes, Yahoo 2 and 2. I can help you. Yes, Yahoo 2 and 2. Listen.
And it shall come to pass
Listen what happened.
in the last Yamim
I can't imagine what happened. In the last Yamim. Tell me what's going to happen.
that the mountain of Yahuwah's house
Where's it going to be?
shall be established in the top of the mountains,
And shall
be exalted above
above.
the hills.
And where's everybody else going to be?
All nations shall flow unto it.
We which are alive and remain shall not prevent them that are down in the valley. Because when the Teruah sound, the dead in the Mashiach is going to rise first. Then we which are alive shall be caught up. Where? He just told us where. You need to be in the mountain. They ain't going to never catch up. Cold talking. Where did I tell y'all to go? Told Moshe the same thing. Told him to get back in the mountain. Told him to go up and get in the mountain. So I'm going to give you the thing I gave you the first time. So the same word I gave you the first, I'm going to give it to you again. Get right back there. There are two places you've been told to be. Same thing when he told you, Cole. Go back to the place where you went when you fled from your brother Esau. There where I appeared to you. He just told you you're going to read it where you need to be. You need to be in a certain place. When you get there to get that teaching, then your behind going to know how to levitate. You need to get out of there. They're going to run cross town. That's going to be your problem. That's going to be your problem. He already done told them that. Their problem is they can't think. Let me show you something. Amos 8:11. Now you heard it. Listen what he told you now. Finish up that yes, Yahoo.
And many people shall go and say,
That's why you don't call it Amos. My friend, we're going to get 8 and 1. Go ahead. Many people shall go and say,
Come ye,
let us do what?
go up to the
Go
mountain.
where?
Go up
Where?
to the mountain of Yahuwah,
Pay attention to the mountain of Yahuwah. To where?
the house of the Elohim of Jacob.
And what happened?
He will teach us of his ways.
And what happened?
We will walk in his paths.
For?
Out of Sion
Out of. Left. Uh-huh.
shall go forth the law,
And?
the Dabari of Yahuwah
Where?
from
Where
Jerusalem.
is from mean? Been tell y'all that. He tried to tell y'all that. I've been trying to tell you. Just hear what you want to hear. 8-1, Amos. Listen.
Thus hath Yahuwah Elohim shewed unto me,
First thing I make sure you can see. Therefore, seeing we had it ministered. Listen.
and behold, a basket of summer fruit.
And what happened?
And he said, Amos, what seest thou?
He want to know, what do you see? And what did he say?
And I said, a basket of summer fruit.
I said, a basket of summer fruit. What happened?
Then said Yahuwah unto me,
What did he tell him?
the end is come upon my people of
So
Yasharal.
called. That's what I'm thinking associated with. We only got 3 times you're going to gather. If this the end, that means so called. I want to make sure, first of all, do you know what you see? He said that's summer fruit. The end is coming. So now you know exactly what time it is. This is so called. The end is come upon my people. At verse 11. Listen.
Behold, the Yamim come,
This is what's going to happen, though. Behold, y'all mean come. Tell what's going to happen.
saith Yahuwah Elohim,
And then what's going to happen?
that I will send a famine in the land,
What's it going to be?
not a famine of bread,
Oh, no.
a thirst for Ma'im,
But
of hearing the Dabarim of Yahuwah.
tell them what they're going to do.
And they shall wander from sea to sea,
From sea to sea.
and from the north even to the east.
Doing what?
They shall run to and fro
Doing what?
to seek the Dabari of Yahuwah,
And do what?
and shall not find it.
I already told you I'm finna elevate it. All you doing is crisscross. You know what they do? Make it jump. I already told you where I'm going to put it at. I'm going to put it in the top of the mountain. But you're going to be crisscrossing. I'm going to purposely put a scarcity and see who paid attention, who had eyes, who had ears to know. I just told them to do. I'm going to put it in the top of the mountain. Now, where you going? It probably this camp cross town. I hope you go. I know there's another one over on the south side. I hope you go. I just told you what's going to happen the last day. I'm going to put it in the top of the mountain. I told you where to go. Flee to the mountain. What I tell Luke to go? Flee to the mountain. Wow. Well, it all depends on how much sense you got. Told you you're going to go looking for it, and you ain't going to find it. People just too dumb to even realize. You've been trying to tell us already. It's cold for it. People, why, people don't need no stuff like that. They need to keep doing what they're doing. Keep running across town, keep flying around these places looking. I done told them I'm going to move it. All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's what I messed up at. Tell them when they went there looking in the cave, trying to find Yahushua. That's why it wasn't there. I moved it. Wow. People ain't got no better sense, do they? No better sense. You know why you can't find the Ark of the Covenant? He moved it. When the Shamayim were open, they saw it. I moved it. Now, exactly where you going to find this at? You know their place over where? He just told you, they're not going to be able to find it. I moved it from them. Not to mention the veil upon their heart. You know what he told me when they read? I put on your heart purpose. I don't want you to find it. Huh? Yahushua was right there with me. The book told you their eyes were holding. That's amazing. When the man came and thought he had captured all Yahoo, he had the young men with him. He said, open their eyes. You know what they found? The hills were full of chariots. Not in the valley. They were down in the valley. He said, now close their eyes, and kept going. I've been trying to tell you the whole time. It's in cold. You ain't supposed to know it. Only thing I can do is talk to y'all as much as y'all can hear. They think I kill a lot of time up here. I kill just as much time as you want me to kill. Because a lot of things they're not supposed to know. When they get back in, I know when they're going to hell. Hold on, I'm sitting watching the judge me. I don't know why you ain't wasting your time. It's only for particular people. And these people have no idea. He ain't ordained for all these people to be saved. No more, he ordained that boat to be built and have mercy for it. 15 and 1, your Ukanon. So I'm rested. $14 and 1. Y'all know why I can be up here so long? Because I got something to say. I ain't mad at nobody, man. Got a 15-minute message. Give it. That's the bill he give you. He can give me 3-4 hours. You ain't going to go no far your ruler can go. That's being honest. Your ruler ain't got but 8 inches. I wouldn't try to measure 10. I know you're going to try to mark and slide your ruler over. He made it for a reason. You stay at 8. I do the rest of it. Gave me a yard ruler. Huh? All right. Gave me the yard. Go straight there and measure. I can measure out a city. Don't worry about it. Huh? Y'all all right? Man, this is what we have to be able to do. Son of a man like Abraham, the man can walk the whole city. That man know how to measurement number. We ain't never getting that from these crackers. That man can measure out a whole city. And you're going to take something, crack them out. Man don't walk the whole, listen. He said, I want you to know the breadth and the width of it. Man knew exactly the size of the city. These crackers ain't taught us that. We've been knowing. When we went to take stuff, we had to know lots. I had to know where Benjamin end, and I know how to know where Manasseh started. I'm giving lots out. Huh? When he let them go in their part of his raiment, I already know lot. I already know size. I already know how to put it. And one of them, I had to give a bigger size than others. Would have been who? Manasseh. Yahusuf. And Ephraim. They had to give a bigger lot. Wow. Well, one man wound up taking the coat. Don't worry about it. Listen.
Let not your heart be troubled.
Listen why.
You believe in Elohim.
Do what?
Believe also in me.
Tell them what happened.
In my Abba's house
What happened?
are many mansions.
What happened, son?
If it were not so,
I would have lied.
I would have told you.
I would have told you if it wasn't. Tell them what you do.
I go
To do what?
prepare a place for you.
That.
If I go
And
prepare a place for you,
then.
I will come
To
again
do what?
and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also.
When he built that ark and he came back, he was only coming back to get what he had built for. Didn't make sense to come back there and didn't know what he was getting. I built by specification. I know exactly what can get on him. The rest of them ain't getting in. That man just told you what he did. I was going to build. He knows how to measure out the city. When he sent you Ukanon and told him, he said, measure the city. Take a man's ruler. I want you to measure the city so you can see. Now you explain to me how these people getting in here. Ain't enough room. That's amazing. You know what fire marshal them will come and do? They'll come and walk a building and look at it according to exits, according to capacity, square footage, and say, you can put this many people in here. Anything over there, you know what they tell you? It's a fire hazard. You know what Yahuwah tell a man like me and others? You take them people, you're going to have a fire hazard. I'd ask, what you mean? Meaning when something break out, you searching for all them people to get killed. So I got to stay in capacity. You got some people, it don't matter. The more the merrier, keep, I have not sent them. He don't know, I have not sent them. You know what's amazing? The fire marshal got enough sense, he look at the building, because they do measure, they do numbers. They do according to people, they let you know. Listen, I remember one time when the fire marshal talking with me, tell me, to get out of sprinklers, you got to put pews. Chairs, you got to have sprinklers. I'm saying, why? I'm saying, it don't make sense. Chairs like, he said, no. He said, let me tell you what people do. People will assume they're going to get out. See, we already did this case study. When people panic, they're going to push them chairs over, they're going to wind up tripping and falling, and people going to wind up dying. He said, you want stationary. You got to build where people can get out. Everything, it makes sense. They're like, because we done case study. That's what Yahuwah did. He done did a case study. I know what'll work. You assume what'll work. He said, Yahuwah already, I know what'll work. People to say, no, I won't. Just like kid, let me go to that party. No, you don't get it. No, I won't. I done did case study. I've been to party. You're going to mess up. Just influence. Huh? You're going to go with history. Repeatedly what's going on, and you're going to better to go with laws of average. He's going to go with laws of average. Man has always messed up when he's been left to his own device. I'm going to go with laws of average. Huh? And that's what we got to come back now to getting a grasp of. In your mind, that's why he said there is a way that seems right unto a man, but then there'll be the ways of death. Now, I mean, people have been caught up and messed up in clubs. They just had a building, what was in California, they had a club that was sitting on the street, nobody in an abandoned warehouse. Y'all remember that? All them people burned up. You remember that? They found all, listen, the count kept going up. Come to find out they were sitting here, thought they were safe or they were here. How many of y'all familiar with that? How many of y'all not familiar? That club, this was all over the news. They had a abandoned, listen, they were in there partying. All these people, but what they found, probably a couple of hundred people? Yeah, about a couple, listen, they started out with 10, 30. They said we still finding people because they got in there, thought they could run it because they was in their building, they had been living here, hooked up this system, had been partying, and didn't meet them. And you know, they looked at, these people never went with the code. The codes were broken, and these people burned up and died in here. Oh, it was bad. I don't know how y'all remember. It was all over the news. They kept showing the count. They kept saying, we still finding bodies. Guess what happened? Yahuwah done did the same thing. People thinking they good, they thinking they here, and in their mind and their way, it seems like they going to get away, and you don't even realize. You're breaking code. They had to contribute that. When they went back to examine that fight, they realized codes were broken. They should have never, you look at why these people going to hell, you should have never been doing what you were doing. You should have never been committed and tangled with the stuff you're doing, but you're done in a way, and now when you come back and this man destroy you, whatever they're going to come to the show, codes were broken. The law. Come on, let me finish some more. 2 Corinthians 4:1. Let me finish up that 5 and 12 so I can get y'all out of here in 13. I just try to finish it all up. Try to put my pen up. Listen.
Therefore, seeing we have this ministry,
as
we have received mercy,
we do what?
We faint not.
We don't become tired or exhausted. That's not physical. We're talking about when it comes down to our fight, our struggle, and our living. Y'all got me? That's why when faith physically, you're going to get tired. Even Yahushua said, I don't know where he was tired. See, you know, they come to mind. He said you don't get tired when you say, you go being stupid. Y'all hear me? He's talking about we don't quit. Our persistency on staying consistent. You got me? We're not fainting from our obligations. You got me? Listen.
But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty.
Quit, resign. Not
walking in craftiness,
nor
handling the dabari of Elohim deceitfully,
but
by manifestation of the Amat, commending ourselves to every unused conscience in the sight of Elohim.
But
if our dabarim be hid,
it is hid
to them that are lost.
Everybody don't see it lost. They can tell themselves they're not lost. But that's your stupidity. That's why he let them watch it. It's showing it. You know how many people, he letting them watch it to show they lost? Oh, every one of them can't. Every one of them think they smart. I know you lost. I know they lost. Already he let them watch it to show you lost. Because in your mind, you know what they tell themselves? I ain't lost. Yes, you are. Because you're not obeyed. I know they lost. I know they lost. He said they lost. And whom the gods of this world, gods. They got God, they got many, they are God. Then they make up other many gods. They got many gods in them. Listen.
Hath blinded the minds of them
which
believe not.
You know what happened to the other men who were groping at the door? They didn't believe them men came out to judge them. No, hell, he ain't judging me. I don't let no man judge me. And you know what happened? Smote them with blindness. Groping at the door. They didn't realize. They just sat here and said, the man looking at us like a judge. Hell, ain't no man can judge me. I don't know where you got that from. Yahushua tells you, the man committed to him and he was the son of a noose. A man is going to judge you. They so smart till they dumb. He sat there and left them folk blind. He smote them with blind because they blind. The gods of this world, the other stuff they like doing, their disobedient, their foul ways of living is what got them messed up, and they think they're going to condemn me. They lost, you blind. That's why you hate me. And I hate your ass too. It's only right. I hate your ass. I can't stand Thomas Member. I hate your ass. I hate everything attached to your ass. From the top of your head to the sole of your feet, I hate your ass. I'm just like Yahuwah. He said, they hated me. I hated them too. Isn't that right? That was, I hate you with a perfect hate. Ain't no defect in me. I don't hate you a little. I hate you with everything in me. Huh? I hope everything in life happened to you and only you. Biggest hate of all. Biggest player hater ever seen. Isn't that right? They ain't never been taught that, though. You ain't supposed to hate. Only what the man said, I hate them with a perfect hate. Everybody that hate you, I hate them too. Listen.
Lest the Aur of the glorious Amat of Mashiach, who is the image of Elohim,
To do what?
should shine unto them.
You see what happened? That's why he blinded them. He said, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their inner part, then they be converted. I healed them. He could have fixed them, sis. They sat there, they were looking at that fella, telling the Joker, Joker looking like a judge. And he smote them with blindness. They didn't even realize they were blind. But they kept at the door. They had a comprehension. The man tried to realize, these men here came to save y'all life. What they telling you to save your life. Their judgment is going to determine where you spend eternity. And you don't spend your time sitting here wrestling with me, and you just fumbling around at the door. They don't have no idea. They fumbling around, scrambling at the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick. I'm tired. I ain't got time. Why? It's all right, because you're already going to hell. That's the beautiful part about it. You already damned. You done wasted enough time. You done mumbled and grumbled enough. That's just damn. That's why when you come out of the door, you got to be careful. You ain't going to believe what your code said. Slow to speak. Slow to speak. Because what they by chain, by operation, who is using it, man? Because this is the Dabarim. He don't let us pop out too fast. Now you're going, I'm sorry. Too late. Too late. Y'all hear me? This thing critical for us. And the man just told you why he's blind. That's the light, the order. He didn't want them to get in that house. He didn't want them to see. Mess around in the order, get to them, and that thing shining to them. Oh, no. I don't want you to say it. Smoke them men with blindness. So when you hear him saying that if our Dabarim be here, it is here to them that are lost. Well, what happened to the people that came to the door? They went blind. You know who blinded them? The God of Israel. He let it blind them. Lest the oil was shining to them. Listen what happened.
For we preach not ourselves,
But who?
Mashiach Yahusha the Malak, and ourselves your servants for Yahusha's sake.
Listen.
For Elohim,
That did what?
who commanded the Aur to shine out of Kashak,
Did what?
hath shined in our
He
hearts.
put our oil in our inner parts. That's where he put it. And he done told you when I lit it, I didn't light it for it to be hid. I lit it up so everybody see it, come into contact with it, they can see that light. Huh? That's when he lit them. That's what they realized. When he talked about the 5 by the 10 version, they supposed to trim that lamp. Trim it so people can see it. When you trim, you know, when you get a light, you can turn all the way, it'll burn fast. Trim it. You got to set at a pace where it can stay lit. Huh? Trim it. It went up, crank up. But when you ain't got no oil, what you going to do? You been, like y'all been running on fumes right here. You ain't even tried to fill up, have you? All right. Do it how y'all want to do it. They ain't going to believe what happened to Yahusha. You know, just before he had that dinner date, what happened? A woman came in and busted an alabaster bottle full of oil. Man, when he got up on the tube, man, you should have seen him light. You should have seen it light. They had enough sense to know what they needed to do. Just before he got ready, he just hadn't had a woman just bust precious ointments and oil. Done bust and put it all over this man's head. He done told he lit it. I need that man to shine. Everybody come in contact got to see it. Huh? Y'all all right? All right. I don't know what y'all got going on. But you wouldn't catch that, would you? So he wasn't foolish. Because he knew what was going to happen. At midnight, there was a cry. And you know what he looked at? I got my oil. I already got my oil, got my lamp trimmed. Y'all all right? They missed it, didn't they? What you think happened at the let's see what happened, son. Matthias 26, 27. I know they're going to miss it. They ain't supposed to see it. Matter of fact, let me hear 26 and 1, Matayahu. Because I got too many folks smart. I got Matayahu 26 and 1. I'll drop it down. Listen.
And it came to pass,
Then what happened?
when Yahusha had finished all these sayings,
Yeah.
he said unto his taught ones,
What did he say?
Ye know that after 2 Yamim is the feast of Pesach,
Yeah.
and the Ben of Anus is betrayed to be crucified.
Yeah.
Then assembled together the Rosh Kohan and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the Rosh Kohan, who was called Caiaphas,
What happened?
and consulted that they might take Yahusha by subtlety and kill him.
Listen.
But they said, not on the feast Yom, lest there be an uproar among the people.
What happened?
Now when Yahusha was in Bethany, in the house of Shimon the leper,
What happened?
there came unto him a Nashim having an alabaster box,
On what?
very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat.
He just told you what's going to happen. I ain't got but 2 more Yums. Feast will be him. I got to be well lit. I make sure I be lit. Let them know I ain't no fool. I already know what's going on. Listen what happened.
But when his taught ones saw it,
What happened?
they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste?
Yeah.
For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor.
Yeah.
When Yahusha understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the Nashim?
Yeah.
For she hath wrought a taub work upon me.
For what reason?
Ye have the poor always with you,
But me?
ye have not always.
What happened?
For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body,
What happened?
she did it for my burial.
I got to be lit. That I wouldn't go to party you to get drunk. I was trying to get lit. Now you get there, you try to get lit. In there, man, I'm trying to get lit. That's amazing we had them conversations we had though, isn't it? So that's what he was looking at. I'm making preparation. At the 27th chapter, at the 38th verse. Matayahu 28, 38, 27, 38. Listen.
Then were there 2 thieves crucified with him,
The what?
one on the right hand,
And?
another on the left.
What happened?
They that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple and buildest it in 3 Yamim, save thyself. If thou be the Ben of Elohim,
Yeah.
come down from the toot.
Uh-huh.
Likewise also the Rosh Kohan, mocking him with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others,
Himself?
he cannot save.
Do what?
If he be the Malak of Yasharal,
Let him do what?
now come down from the toot,
And?
we will believe him.
Listen.
He trusted in Elohim.
Yeah.
Let him deliver him now.
Yeah.
He will have him.
Listen what happened.
For he said, I am the Ben of Elohim.
And what happened?
The thieves also, which were crucified with him,
Cast?
the same in his teeth.
Yeah.
Now, from the 6th hour, there was Kashak over all the land unto the 9th hour.
What time is that? 6 hours. That would be noon. That would be noon. Listen what happened.
And about the 9th hour, Yahusha cried with a loud voice, saying, Al Yahu, lama sabachthani, that is to say, my Elohim, why hast thou forsaken me? Some of them that stood there when they heard that said, This Anus calleth for Al Yahu, and straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let be, let us see whether Al Yahu will come to save him.
Listen.
Yahusha, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the Ruach, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the arich did quake, and the rocks rent. And the graves were open with many bodies of the believers which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the Kudash city and appeared unto many.
The thing we look at midnight, soon after, there was a cry. Midnight here would have been 12 noon. It got dark. Later we found in the third hour he had cried out. But you see what happened? They came out to meet him. They came right out of their graves and came out to meet him. While we're here, preparation had to be made for every one of us in here. That is the purpose of why we're here, and we made preparation, just like he did in the 26th chapter of the book of Matthew. He made preparation before he got to that point. You know what our problem becomes? We try to make preparation when the point comes. Just like those 5 foolish. They want to make preparation when they were called. When it's time to come to judgment, you can't clean up then. Everything you got to do got to be done now. Come on, finish up that Romans 13:11. See, what's going to mess a lot of these people up? Because you're looking at midnight, you're looking for it to be literal midnight. But he told you in the book of Amos in the 8th chapter, he said, at noon, I'm going to blacken it in a clear day. So if I blacken it at 12 noon, that's midnight. So when he said he coming as a thief at night, if people looking out for him to come. But what's going to mess you up? He said, you don't know the hour. See, I can hit you at 12 midnight at 12 noon. Because you don't know the dead hour. Wow. He got you. He got us. Because you don't know. You're going to jump up and see the sun shine and think you're good because he's coming like a thief. All you got to do is just darken it. That's all I got to do. Okay. I don't know why people don't pay attention. The man lets you know what he's going to do to you. You know what he come to do? Steal, kill, destroy. What you think happened in Mizraim? It was midnight for them. And there was a cry made. All Mizraim. And you don't believe what we did when we left there. We took all this stuff. People died. Steal, kill, and destroy. And tore their kingdom down. Okay. He done told y'all if thieves come, he said, wouldn't they keep stealing until they done got everything? Hell, we ain't leaving a necklace or earring on these people. Let me get that too. Give me that out your pocket. I want all of it. Yeah. Okay. We taking everything. You think these white folks left us with anything? They left us, man. Only thing we had was our buttocks out. They took our clothes. They told me you barefooted. They took our sandals. Left us buttocks and your buttocks gonna be out. Yahushua was left back. They took your sandals. Let me get them. Can't fall. Let me get them sandals off your feet. Took everything. And their buttocks were out. They didn't know that was sin too. They didn't know that was sin for them. Why y'all think it was sin? Huh? What happened? That's right. You weren't supposed to look at the nakedness of your father. He got him. He got him. That's when he told you, unless a child was going to be born, a son was going to be given, a being. Government going to be upon his shoulder. We call Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Elohim, the Prince of Shalom, the everlasting. Your law told you ain't supposed to look on your father. But you done it anyway, huh? And the book told you in the rock, they all sat down to look at him. That's amazing. Another man did it too. They'll call him Ham, but it's not his name. It's actually not Ham. They'll call him Ham, but that's not his name. He sat down and do the same thing. They sat down and look at his father. Where do you think they got it from? The book told you that they sat down and look at him. And then he realized he had them. Because you weren't supposed to look at your father naked. See how he tied them up? They sat there and didn't know the whole time. You condemned. You were condemned because you were told you weren't supposed to keep your clothes all night. And you know what he wound up doing? They were too smart for him. That's why he darkened it at noon. Now you condemned. You're like, I got him, but I get it back to him before the sun go down. I already told you what I'm going to do. I'm going to blacken it in a clear day. I got you 8 ways this Sunday. Got them every time. They too smart. He already know you too smart, aren't you? But you just smart enough to be dumb enough. I just got you in violation. Because you assumed you were going to get it back to him. But the sun just went down on you. I told you, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. They were pretty hot with that joker. How hard you got to be to slap a joker blindfolded? You know what bad, though? I told you don't let the sun go down on you. You in trouble. And then they had the nerve, they even cut him down. The Roch Kohan came and told him, get him down. You still hot, huh? What you gonna do with a man like him? Set you up every way you think you smart, I got you. You done sat here, you done took him down. And to help you out, Ray, you ain't gonna believe what I did. I made the sun stand still for the space of a whole day. And you let him wet down on your rail. You sat here and killed him in your rail. That's bad. I tried to tell you about Simeon and Louis. They slew a man. Man, in their rail, they tore down a wall. I told the rest of y'all, don't come into their secret, but you came anyway, huh? I want to divide them in you and scatter them in you. And you sat right here and watched the man naked. Somebody did that before. You sat right here and looked on your father and your mother. Gotcha. 8 ways of Sunday. Okay. Don't worry about it. Come on, finish up what we had. What I had you hold on. Romans 13 and 11, so I can let y'all go. Y'all got enough tonight. Matter of fact, we ain't even got to come tomorrow, dude. We got enough. Well, in a few more hours. Come on. Come on, talking about, yeah, that's right. Listen.
And that knowing the time,
that knowing the time.
That now it is high time.
To do what?
To awake out of sleep.
Tell them why, Brandon.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
For what happened?
The night is far spent.
And what happened?
The yom is at hand.
Listen.
Let us therefore cast off the works of Kashak.
And do what?
And let us put on the armor of Aur.
See that? Got to change our armor, change our clothes. That's what he had to do. That's why he took those clothes off and put them down. He looked at what time it was. The night was far spent. You know do y'all know when he got out of the tooth? When he got up, y'all don't know, they told you it was dawn and toward. He know what he look at. Ooh, it's getting late. The sun finna come up. That's why he put those clothes off and had to put on the other clothes. I got to take this off. It was late. The sun was coming up. They missed that. Listen.
Let us walk honestly as in the yom.
Not in what?
Rioting and drunkenness. Not in chambering and wantonness. Not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Malach Yahusha HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh.
To do what?
Fulfill the lust thereof.
Right back about laying aside every weight. If you take it, you're going to wind up using it again. Save your last pack of cigarettes. You're going to smoke another one. Save a bill for memento. You'll pop it. And that's what he realized. In order for you not to keep fulfilling the will of committing sin, you got to get rid of all the behaviors. That's good.
Mark.